Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes with my two favorite thieves, Pigeon and Luther. How you doing, Pigeon and Luther?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're doing good. Getting ready for a trip outside the city. We're real adventurers now, you know. We can't be confined by the city walls. We're operating on a national level. Okay, we're not just, city-based operation here.
I'm happy to be going out there.
I am as well. Yeah. And as we're packing some stuff, I say to Pigeon, I'm getting I'm putting my knives in my my bandolier across my chest, and I say, Pittsburg, isn't that where that kid said that Calpurnia was moving to?
Yeah, that's right. She did move down there. She's been there for like a month, I think.
There's no direct road there, but maybe that would be a better choice. I mean, we do kind of need to settle the score with her.
She does owe us one. Maybe that makes more sense. Let's see what the lady's got to say, and then
we'll go there.
Make our true decision.
We're not going to be able to take the carriage there. We're probably just going to have to take the horses. I guess it's going to be a bit tough. I remember looking at it when we were in the church. There's no direct road down to Pittsburg. I think we just got to go south of Cauldron. So
Pigeons. Sorry.
It could be, a tougher ride.
Pigeon's just laying in bed right now.
Okay. So I'm getting ready next to you.
Yeah, okay. You're getting ready and you're looking for things. He's under watch by a doctor because he needs his fucking HP back before this thing. And he'll say, hey, can you, today when you go out, could you fetch me a jewelry box? Like a big one.
What for?
Well, I'm thinking that when we're on the road and everything like that, that we could, all those jewels and jewelry that we got from our heists?
Yeah.
We could put them in there, and then we could, if anybody's like, well, what are you selling? We show them the box.
That's a good idea. But I just want to say, right now all that stuff's nice and safe down in the lair. We bring it all with us in the jewelry box. It makes for good cover. But also, remember what happened in that town? We had to go back in for our stuff because we brought so much wealth with us.
All right, then get a small jewelry box that can fit in my bag that can have, a good amount of things, but I can hold on to it.
Okay, I'll see what I'll find something. I'll find something. All right, well, if you see, are you just going to lie there all day?
And fetch me some food and water, won't you? I'm famished.
Are you just going to lie there all day?
Yeah.
When are we...
doctor's orders.
Well, when are you going to be...
I don't
when are we
know.
leaving?
He said a few weeks, he said I could do it in a week.
A week? But you've already been resting for 34. Multiple days, haven't you?
Where are we at on HP, Koibu?
Whatever your current HP is correct. We just did HP.
I need 5 days at least.
Okay. Can we skip 5 days then?
You can totally skip 5 days.
Okay. I'm getting ready in the morning. I come to Pigeon's room. The doctor's taking off his bandages. Ah, Pigeon, you looking better? You feeling up for it?
Hold on, we can definitely skip those days, but let me just roll for fun things that might happen in the intermediary while we wait. And did we ever do finances for the new year? I don't think so.
He wants to talk about money on a special day like New Year's.
I think we did, because I remember Nick taking it off.
Can't argue with that logic, Neil.
I felt like you said finances are due and then did them. But I don't remember.
That's probably happened multiple times.
It's 705 GP, and it's only yesterday is the first day that we got into the new year.
705, Neil.
Well, each of you is there's 6 of you, and you each take 100 GP. Lemon takes 100 GP. You get 25%, 25 gold off because you don't have to pay any rent, and you hired 4 bodyguards.
The bodyguards are cheap, so don't worry about it.
It's 25 gold each, or 25 gold total?
There's 7.5 each, 30 gold total.
Can we turn in some gems for this payment? Perfect.
Yeah.
So this gets us XP too, Nick. This is good.
Is that which gems do you have?
We have the topaz gems worth 500 gold each.
Got 5
And
of
we
them.
have amber gems worth 100 gold each.
There's 10 of them. So we could do 1
Okay.
topaz and 2 amber.
Yeah,
But
why
also,
don't you
can we-
1
we
topaz,
could
2
pay him-
amber, and there's going to be just a smidge of
Gold
depreciation.
extra, yeah.
Yeah. So toss in like another 30 gold, and we'll call it even.
Can we toss in another 2,500 copper?
That's 20 gold. Yeah. Yeah.
25
Go ahead.
gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
Toss your
Nick.
copper and
Yeah.
the
The
2
copper
gems.
economy.
The copper economy.
All right,
okay.
gems are off
I'm
the character
changing it.
sheets.
Okay, yeah, you've done that.
He's changed the copper. XP for gems.
Yeah. So that's 700 gold worth of gems, which is 1,400 experience divided by Steel Team 6. Everyone gets to take home 233.
Yeah.
All right, I get 256. Not bad.
So, I say, as I put my daggers in my bandolier and you're getting your bandages taken off. So I think we're going to hit the road. Oh, shit. What was it you asked me to get you the other day?
I need a jewelry box.
I'm sorry, kid. Do you know what? I'm going to run out and get one right now. You sort yourself out. Get a bath or something because you smell. It smells terrible.
Give
in
me
it.
the
It smells,
nicest one, you know.
Yeah, it
We
smells
just look
terrible
so
in here.
rich.
Well, it's easy for you to say. You've been lying here this whole time. I've been out buying things. I had to do the big shop for everyone. That cost literally hundreds of gold. I had to buy
I'll just
everyone
give him
food
my
and water.
100 gold of monthly expenses, Neil, for him to talk about with.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's good that you've paid, but Percival, I've been badgering him for his share for days now, and he's not coughed up. So I'm gonna have to have a word with him about that. But listen, I'll go get you a jewelry box. You get yourself ready. Get a bath.
All right.
There you go.
take a
I
bath.
run out. I
I
run out.
lemon bathe me, sorry.
Jesus.
Perfect.
I
Yep.
run out into the street, Neil, and take a jog to the Demon Slayer market area
You
to try
head,
and buy a nice jewelry box.
you head out into, what are we calling that place? The green zone, the safe place where anyone can come and go without too much fear of danger or interrogation or slaughter, as long as you're not, pissing off the demon slayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I swiftly walk up and down the main road until I find, the area where there's people selling like woodworking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Else,
Yeah.
I guess I might know, but I or maybe it's near the gold and gems area. I'm not sure, but I gotta look
The
around.
carpenters are in one area. People who sell jewelry will also sell boxes that you can use to inlay, to put your jewelry in. Or you can
Yeah.
go to like just a woodworker in general who will have a wider variety of boxes, but they might not be like tailored for that purpose.
I go to the jewelry guys then because I want a jewelry box. It needs to
Yes.
have like a velvet lining on the inside, padded.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be nice.
Like when you open the lid, there's like some sort of patterned fabric on the top, and then padded velvet on the bottom, and then the box itself has to be carved and painted nicely.
It's going to be felt instead of velvet. So sorry,
Oh,
but
sorry.
economy
Yeah,
of the
that's fine.
times. And it'll be a nice rosewood with a couple of little bogwood inlays on it. So you get like this nice kind of warm outside color with these like black stripes around the edges, and then a couple of little.
I
maybe
stopped
it's
the guy.
Gold.
Did you say bogwood?
Yes, sir. Bogwood. It's the only way to get black wood in this part of the world, unless you really want. Well, the other way we can get the black wood is to burn the outside and then like sand it down a little bit. And then the char does create a blackness, but it makes it more fire resistant and bug resistant, but also it can kind of leave a little residue behind.
I've never heard of a bog tree, so I'm.
Well, it's mostly trees that have then fallen into bogs and then soaked up all the bogs in them, and it's stained the wood, and then you haul the tree out of the bog and you let it dry for a couple of years after you split it, and then you get this nice black color to the wood. It's excellent stuff.
I lean in closely and sniff it. Does
It
it
just
smell?
smells like... It smells not
PD.
like much anything. And as he sees you sniffing it, he's like, well, we use certain types of lacquer to finish everything nice. So if we feel that glossy finish to it, that's the lacquer made from a certain type of bug. Well, let's not talk about that too much. That helps kind of cover everything, stain it, and give it a nice hard tap it right there. Yeah, you're not going to see any of that wood denting because of that nice, very thin layer.
I have to say,
finish.
it doesn't smell at all. And for something that's made out of rotten trees and insects, by the sounds of it, I think it's quite
Well,
an impressive feat.
Don't go
you know
down
what?
to the dyers then, because you don't even want to know what they use to dye your clothes.
I'll take your advice on that, sir. I don't want to know, and I don't know.
Yep.
So I open it. I test the hinge on it. Neil, does the hinge seem quality? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not squeaking. It's not giving any of that.
It's not
It
given
looks
any
like-
of that. It is a small, delicate metal hinge.
And I'm
It's not
thinking of
particularly
my.
sturdy. Like you feel like you could probably maybe rip it apart or something.
That's fine. That's fine. So I've got 8 amber gems, 4 topazes, a couple of rings, a necklace. What's a zircon?
It's a type of gem.
That's another gem.
Okay,
Yeah. We don't.
so I've got some zircons as well.
Those
How much
are
are they
also
worth,
worth
Neil?
100 gold, I think.
Are they 100?
I think so because in the value area I have 100.
Oh yeah.
So we have
Okay.
we
Yeah.
got a good bit of money actually.
So I'm, is it the right size to hold maybe a few rings, about 10 gems?
Yeah, the box is roughly this shape. So reasonable enough that you could hold these gems. Your gems aren't like huge, honking, fat,
Yeah.
massive things. And you talk about, will it hold gems? And the shopkeeper says, well, if you would like this to be a multi-purpose box, I've got a couple little dividers that I could put in there so you could spread things out. Or if you would like it to hold specific things, you can come back in a few days, tell me the dimensions, and we can create some nice, gentle
No.
set
There'll be no.
pieces.
That sounds fantastic, but there'll be no need for that. What I have is some pieces of jewelry that maybe they'd be best served in a separate, more specific jewelry box, and then
Of
a
course.
gem box. So maybe two different things, both of similar quality, and if they could be of matching style as well, that would be even better.
Well, for the discerning man who likes to have everything in one place but still keep them separated, like our families, if you understand what I mean, we've got this nice southern yellow pine
Yes.
box over here, and he'll bring out this box. It doesn't, it's maybe not as nicely dyed. It's not as nicely finished. He says, it's maybe doesn't look like the fanciest thing, but it still opens up top, he says, opening the top of it. But also, if you tug on the sides right here, and he slides open the bottom of it, revealing like a really shallow tray at the bottom. Now, if your gems aren't too large, this should be able to fit many of them. And that way they just slide in under the box. Everything stays together in one place.
Smart.
Easy to move around. Now, in terms of secrecy, the gems down there will still sort of roll about unless you pack it with feathers or something. If you put something else in there, it might dampen the movement of the gems. But that way you can keep them in one place and won't necessarily show to other people if they look in the box.
How less impressive is this? Are we talking? Because I want us to come across like proper merchants, so I don't want it to just be.
No, you should
like-
get the other one then. You should get 2 of the other one.
I'm gonna get 2 of the other ones.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll be 150 pieces of silver, sir.
Can you commission
Absolutely.
a box?
Of course.
Listen. You didn't ask me to commission a box.
I
We'll
know.
have to.
I'm
We'll
not
have
there.
to come back
In
for
the
that.
future, I'll commission a box.
You've got 2 boxes. That's more than you could possibly want.
Agreed. But in the future, I want one of the ones that you like open up and then like all the things like pop out.
Yeah.
There's, like, hidden
Yeah. That
compartment.
would have been.
Oh, that'll be very expensive. That's some fancy engineering. That's
Good.
a
That's
lot
that's
of
when
movable
we-
parts.
That's when we graduate to the upper city, the
Yeah.
center of the city. I take my 2 boxes and I ask the man, do you perhaps have a receptacle I could use to ferry these back to my home? I feel somewhat exposed carrying 2 jewelry boxes openly through the city streets.
As you should. You didn't bring your bodyguards. Well, He thinks to himself, I believe I've got an old flour sack upstairs.
Perfect.
It'll
so smart.
get some flour over all the surfaces, of course. But it'll brush off. It'll brush off. So he goes and gets you an old flour sack.
I try and brush the flour out before I place them in.
Yeah, you can, he turns it inside out, takes it outside, and sort of like whips it, getting a little flour on his apron, brings it back inside. You put the box in, a little
Boxes.
dusting. Boxes.
Because I have to say, right, if just wearing a sword is enough to get you robbed because you might be rich, walking through the streets literally with 2 jewelry boxes, like one under each arm.
Yes.
Couldn't be asking for it more. Okay, so I take my sack of flour. These ones don't require feathers to pack them, do they?
I mean, the feathers were just to
felt is
keep the
nice.
sound from rolling if you shake it, because there was a hidden compartment. So the felt is nice in all of these things, but if you shake the box, everything in it is going to move around because it's a box. Yeah.
I understand that, but it's like if you're presenting something for sale, when you open it, you don't want it to be all like upside down and like, you want it to be relatively stable inside the box so that it looks nice and presentable when you open it. Which I think the felt will do, because you can like push the gems into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Provide a little bit of stability. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
I go back. I have a light jog, so I need to get back in time to leave. I assume that is it Helmet that has animal handling? Does someone have animal handlings? Percival's getting. Well, no, he's got horseback riding. I guess maybe we get Percival to go and get the horses then. But
I think
one
Percival
of
gets the horses. I don't think anyone has animal handling.
We're getting it from the guy who we rented
the same
horses
guy
from last time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we
now
say
we're
that
in a
with
bigger order.
friends of Luther and Pigeon. The only people to ever successfully return a horse.
Yep.
Well, same deal as last time, lads. It'll be a 75 gold a horse. And if you bring them back in good condition, you can sell them back to me for 55.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that seems fair.
We should just buy the. Well.
No, you don't want to buy them, he says to you. Then you need stables, you need grooms, you need to change out the shoes on them, you'll need bits and bridles and saddle. Those horse prices go through the roof.
Well, what if we did this? What if we bought these horses from you, right? And you kept them here, and you could loan them out and use them, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll just pay you a monthly fee. And then if we need to come grab them, we can grab them.
But what if they're being rented out? Right. One, this is Percival doing this. Yeah. And two, let's just. This is a good deal. If we bring the horse back,
you're right.
We're only out by 20 gold. It's fine.
Screw it. You're right.
So it's 375 gold, which is not an insignificant amount. Remind me, platinum is 2 gold, isn't it?
2 gold per.
Correct.
Yeah.
So how do we want to pay the?
Can we pay him in gems?
No, only whole cold hard currency. The gems I assume that you sold to Hudson.
We've got to do it in platinum. So 375 divided by 2 is what? 100.
I take it you're not bringing your 2 bodyguards or Lemon.
No. Percival went, but I mean he can't just bring 6 horses, right? So he's probably just going to go pay, and then tomorrow we're all going to go and pick it up.
Okay.
From him, yeah. Okay, pay the gold.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Just give him, what, 100 platinum and then the rest gold? Oh, you want to use the silver probably.
No. I'm just using the platinum. I'm just seeing what we get down to.
So he's going to give us 55 for each?
Yeah. You pay 75, he'll give you 55 back.
So that's 20 gold.
Yeah. And before too many shenanigans occur, he
was
knows
only
these
5
horses.
Sorry.
He knows them pretty well. So like
their horse, yeah.
If you were to bring back a different horse, he would be able to identify it.
He could have a problem, but we could bring him back a better horse.
Perhaps.
Yeah, but he wants his horse, doesn't he? I mean, nobody wants to. Oh, what do you mean? I know that I was looking after your dog, but this dog's well better. So just, what are you complaining about?
All right, he's been paid off of the party sheet.
Yeah, we paid him. We're gonna have to make some money now because we are kind of running low for liquid cash.
So this we really need a heist here.
Our monthly expenses whilst on the road will cover our rations and stuff like that, right, Neil?
Yes.
one more thing. Should we get a fucking wagon or something to attach to one of these horses that can just like pull?
No, because we're going through a bog.
You're not going to be able to do that over the open ground. That's why roads are amazing, and everyone needs roads. And if you look at the area between you and this area, like in theory, you can get a covered wagon over this territory, but it becomes a much, much slower process.
All right.
It almost defeats the purpose of the covered wagon unless you're...
Horses can carry shit too.
Yeah.
They have saddles and like pockets in them too.
Yeah. Okay. When we use horses, we use them for two reasons: either as pack animals to carry our shit, or to carry us. If the horse carries your shit and you, like, all of a sudden your horse is in trouble. So you'd either like keep the horse lightly equipped with just the necessary, so that way it can carry you nice and quickly, or you bring the horse in order to like haul your stuff, or it hauls your stuff and then you take the stuff off and then you ride it around.
We don't have that much stuff to take, though. I think that,
No.
yes, the horse can carry a little bit of extra weight, like so our rations.
Yeah.
You know, one of us has a shovel, one of us has a crowbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some torches, things like that.
Okay. When we get there, let's say we walk away with 100,000 fucking gold, right? We would just walk back and our horses would be laden with the gold, etc.
You would walk your horses back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good.
I've got so many weapons on my animal tab. Oh, that's on the house horse. We've got a bunch. We've got a load of weapons.
If you'd like any of the weapons, you can grab them. Does anybody want some crossbows?
Yeah, I might take a crossbow.
Well,
what's the difference between a light crossbow? Well, we haven't got a heavy crossbow, so I might take a light crossbow.
Eraser will speak and be like, well, the weapons really depend on what's going on. We should formulate our plan.
Well, we don't know what the plan is until we get there. We need to see what the situation is.
We gotta talk to Barbara Ann. She knows stuff.
We already spoke to Barbara and we're leaving today. We need to get to Pittsburg and see what's going on with Calpurnia.
Pittsburg. We haven't even heard about it yet. She had more.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You're right, actually. That's why I arranged to meet her at the tavern by the gate in an hour's time.
Okay, but I'm also going to say that I think we should bring... I point to the longsword. Do you have a longsword proficiency yet?
No.
No one does either. All right.
No one does, yeah. As much as I would like to. But I'm going to take the light crossbow, Neil.
Great.
I'm not taking it.
And some bolts, I take it?
Yeah.
And a coral
bolts.
Box of some kind?
It's called a
quiver,
bolt. We have
bolt case.
cases.
I've got a bolt case, yeah, so
Done.
don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Can I work out the stats for...
Yeah. Your light crossbow, its weight is 4.5 pounds. Its speed is 10.
Wait.
It's
4.5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna add it now, so it's one attack.
One attack.
Speed is 10.
It's a half action to load and a half action to fire. But if it's preloaded, it has speed 1. Like if it's already locked and loaded, and then all you got to do is aim and shoot.
Can I keep it locked and loaded?
No. Like, well, for short periods of time. If you do it for long periods of time.
Combat starts, I lock a bullet and I wait for them to come around the corner, and then I can get a shot off on one.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
But I can't keep it in my bag with a bolt loaded.
Correct. And if you walk around with it loaded, people are going to think you're ready to shoot somebody, and it'll also be bad for the bow.
I am ready to shoot somebody.
Yeah.
What's the damage?
D6 plus 1.
Oh. Messing around with these things, are they?
Mm-mm. And the range is
and
60, 120, 180 yards, baby.
And it's piercing. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is sick. Can I fire 2 at once, like Valor from
No.
HOTS?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, you
I
can,
get a
but not with
grappling
any
hook?
accuracy. Did you say grappling hook?
Yeah.
Did you need to buy one, or did you?
I think we need to buy one, yeah.
All right. They are 80 silver for a grappling hook.
Okay.
And they weigh 4
should only
pounds.
need 1, right? I don't think everybody should have a grappling hook.
We only need one grappling hook for sure.
Okay, and then we need we should honestly make like a go bag for adventuring, where it's literally just like another sheet that has all of the shit that we would want on it, and then just like drag it over. Because fuck, now we have to add all this shit to our character sheet. Do you want to start getting pounds out, or just put it on the animal? Like, we need food. We need.
Well,
I think
I
personally think we should hand wave like rations and bedrolls.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's just do a quick discussion about how we're going to get there, and that way we'll. So, for example, if you come down the road from Stromheim towards Cauldron, that's going to be if you're on horseback, that'll be like a 1-day journey. So you'll plan to bring just enough food to snack on, and then you'll resupply in Cauldron. And then from Cauldron to Pittsburg, let me make sure the scale is accurate. Yeah. Is it? The scale is not quite accurate. But if you get from Cauldron to Pittsburg, that's going to be probably like 40 miles or something, and it's going to be off the train. So you might camp overnight, or at least you should plan for camping overnight. So in Cauldron, you'll pick up 2 days worth of rations, and that'll be enough to get you to Pittsburg. But if you get interrupted and have to change direction, you'll need to like go home and resupply, or go somewhere to resupply.
So we should take an extra few days, like maybe like a week's worth of rations, just in case.
If you want.
Yeah, I mean, 4 days. You know.
Yeah, 4 days, fine. Yeah.
So food gets heavy, water gets heavy all of a sudden. Yeah.
We need to get. I'm just thinking for now. Fuck the other shit, but like for like actually getting into a castle, we need rope.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add it to my animal.
Perfect.
Let's do 200 feet of rope. So that's 4 50-foot lengths.
Yes, and in the house horde, I want to make sure that we're pulling rope from here so we don't have to buy it. Did you already have rope?
No, but I assume that it's just in the monthly expenses, right?
I took a crowbar and a shovel off the house horde.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, I'm just when to pull from monthly expenses and when to buy individually is just a forever problem. But it can be in the monthly expenses. How many bags of rope did you need, or sacks of rope?
4 50 feet of rope, I think, is enough. It's 200 feet in total if we needed it.
Yep. And that's 8 pounds per bundle.
Okay. Can we have some other guys taking some torches?
Yeah. Cheap torches. We have lanterns.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a bullseye lantern.
I've got a bullseye lantern. I think somebody else should take a lantern, and the others should take torches.
I'm not going to take a lantern. I will add a torch to my... I'll add 2 torches.
I've already got 5 torches and a lantern, but I'm just saying, like, we might want other people to also have light sources.
Can the rest of SEAL Team 6, whoever wants to take a lantern?
Neil?
Yeah.
What else could we need for a heist, Nick? Rope to get everybody up, a grappling hook to maybe get up there, which I have now. I think a crowbar would be good. You have it. Yeah,
I've got it. Maybe like a nice piece of fabric to use to like break glass without making loads of noise. Does that make sense?
Like a mallet and like a piece of fabric?
Well, we could just use the back of our dagger or something, but like you put the fabric on the glass and then slightly tap it so it doesn't like make loads of noise.
Okay. So like a felt blanket?
Just like a bit of felt, yeah.
Felt?
You take that because you're going to be the first up the wall.
1 felt. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. What else could we need for breaking in? Last time we just used a lockpick. We went over. What if the door is barred? How do you get in then? You have to break a window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fortress assault is difficult. If a door is barred and the windows are barred, you're just fucked. And there's no way in. If a window's not barred,
there's always a way in now.
There's a chimney.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta get creative with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sewer.
There's a sewer. Let's say that there's a chimney. What could help us get down that? There's rope, right?
You wouldn't want rope. You just squeeze against the walls.
Down.
Yeah. I'm not sure you want to go going down chimney. Like, you won't have had this in America, but growing up in England, we learned a lot about how kids used to get stuck in chimneys, kind of sweeping them out back in the day. And I was under the impression that they're not, they're not always straight up and down. You know,
there's a reason why Santa going down chimneys is a fantastical thing. Like, chimneys are not typically something that you can squeeze through.
Okay, I got another thing. We need 6 sets of masks. Can we hand wave taking them from a play, or can we just go buy them from like the local supply
If you
store?
buy them, we can just buy them. If you want to steal them, then it's an adventure.
Look, what kind of masks can we get here? Let's just do balaclavas this time round. You know?
No, I think it's good to start making our name. Like we can just think about the mask right now. I think we go to the mask shop, right?
Well,
The mask
bandanas
shop.
are the most common form of mask here. Cheap,
We want like
easy to tie. Masquerade masks.
And we need
so
to
they're
steal
going
that
to
from
tell
the
you,
theater, right?
you know, if you've got a nice mask, you can get these made. A nice mask that will fit on your head, but also like it's going to maybe block some of your vision in combat a little bit. It's going to kind of shift around. You don't have elastic. You just have like ties. And so it's going to be a bit awkward if it comes to fighting. I will impose a -1 to AC.
I'm happy with the balaclava. I want to get something, Neil, that can sit under my, like, you know, on my neck here that I can pull up over my face if I need to, and then pull my hood over so that it's just covering my eyes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
So
look
you just
such
need
an
like
idiot.
you don't need a proper mat. You just need like cloth that comes up. So you need like some sort of oversized bandana or like one of those. I think in the modern era we call them gaiters. That like thing that hangs around your neck that you can pull up over your face.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
G'd
yeah.
up. I'm G'd up. What can you say?
All right. Fuck Nick. Me and the gang are gonna get these. All right, Nick, Koibu. Myself, I'm gonna have a mask of a spider.
He said combat penalties.
Wait, he said combat penalties?
Yeah.
If you get like a proper masquerade mask that looks
Yeah.
really cool, they're awkward. And if you're in combat and you're like moving your head around, they're gonna flop all over your face. So you'll have a penalty
Alright.
of 1 to AC while you wear them.
No.
Fuck that.
That's
Yeah.
cool, but we'll do the balaclavas for now, and then we'll
Okay.
get something made that, you know, is like a balaclava, but it's painted in a way that it looks like a spider.
Yeah. Well, we could get a separate color, right? Because we're all going to be wearing dark colors, but we could have like bright pink balaclavas.
I'll
or...
get a bright pink one, Neil.
A bright, okay.
I was just like, that was just an example. Yeah. I didn't mean.
No, I like pink. Pigeon likes pink.
You do think
Everyone
it's going
else
to like
is getting black.
camouflage?
Okay, fuck it. We'll all do black.
I think we should do black.
Let's
Yeah.
just skip it.
But in the
Skip.
future, you know, we could do something like that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You'll still
All
look
black.
pigeon. You'll still look cool. You'll be all black. Yeah.
We're gonna look like idiots now.
No, you're not going to look like idiots.
We're going back to the piss bandits.
Don't say that. We've come
Well-
a long way since then.
Let's
Right.
go
Go
talk
meet
with
Barbara
Ann.
At the tavern by the gates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, at the Grimy Gremlin, but yeah.
Oh. No, I arranged to meet her at the tavern by the gate.
Ooh, she won't do that.
Okay, we meet her at the Grimy Gremlin.
Yeah. I
She
don't know
won't
if that
drink
is-
anywhere
I don't
else
know if
other than
that's-
there.
But yeah, when you suggest meeting there, she insists that you meet here in the Grimy Gremlin.
And I say, yes, but it's already actually 5 days in the future, and I'm about to leave, so I need you to meet me there.
And she says,
She-
it's just across town. Use your fucking legs.
Okay. And I go back in time
Okay.
and go there earlier.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Down in the Grimy Gremlin. Everyone's at full HP, essentially. Barbara Ann is here to tell you about Pittsburg. Now, my new friends, you've paid for good information, and good information I will give you. There are two families that are pioneering the resettlement of Pittsburg. There's Lord Dreblin Thorn and his wife Calpurnia, and
Dreblin
Lady Dreblin Thorn,
Yeah.
and Lady Leandra Dern and her husband Garen. Those are the heads. She's married to Lord Dreblin Thorn.
Ah, okay.
His is the superior house.
Good.
What was Leandra's husband's name?
Garen.
Okay. Garen.
Garen. Ooh.
And their surname was Dern.
Dern.
Cool. Okay.
Now, Pittsburg, terribly destroyed by the demons, recently resettled plenty of good things. Their stairway down to the Albatross Canal was never fully destroyed, and so it was easy to resettle. That means they have excellent access to the canals and easy shipping, which allows them to move materials from the bogs and the surrounding area out to customers anywhere that needs be. Most of the wealth of Pittsburg is in these raw materials, the potential sale. However, there is also a certain amount of liquid funds needed in the area. I'm assuming we're talking about robbing these people and not stealing information. Let me double check my assumptions.
Oh, yeah, big time.
You make some good assumptions.
We need cash, lady.
Mm-hmm. Well, from what I hear, the largest stashes of cash are going to either be in the Thorn Keep or the Darren Keep. No, not Darren.
Dern.
My handwriting is bad. Dern.
Okay, which makes sense. And
and
the
the
source of
third-
that. Oh,
The third would be in the harbor master's shop. Now that is down the stairs near the canals on the docks itself. It's out of the way. And the only way back up land is climbing 100 and something feet of staircase.
Or take a boat.
Or take a boat. Do you all know how to swim?
Yes,
Do I?
no.
No, I can't swim on this one. What a
Yeah,
mistake.
you won't catch me in a boat.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, we're not going down there.
I wouldn't
I'll try my
recommend
luck
it.
with the stars. Yeah.
No, that's where the money can be found. But as I said before, most of the wealth is actually in the raw materials that are being shipped out.
Well, I'll let you in on a bit of information, Barbara. And we've got a bone to pick with Calpurnia. So
Oh.
I imagine that we might spend more of our attention on her and her new husband.
And these nobles, they have magic items, and we're gonna take them.
I'm not so sure about the well, there are two. Rolls her gender dice. There are two knights that may have magic items.
Oh?
Maybe. I don't know in particular. I haven't gotten that information yet. But
Which
it's
ones?
possible. Well, the two families between them have 12 knights, men at arms, well, not men at arms, but knights at their service. Pittsburg is surprisingly free of monsters, and so the town guard is limited to a rotational volunteer service that's more watchman than soldier. These 12 knights that work for these two families.
Sorry, is it 12 knights or 12 men at arms?
12 knights. No
Knights.
men at arms. Only knights. Serve as the primary muscle of the town, with volunteers occasionally popping up for special tasks. 10 of these 12 knights are of decent skill, 4th level. The other two are extremely talented 6th level fighters. I'm not sure how best to display this information, but she's giving you the lay of the land.
She gives us in terms we would understand.
Yeah. So
And we
10
interpret
4th
that
level
as being
knights,
6th level. Okay.
2 6th level.
And we're saying that these guys might have magic items.
The
Are
two 6th level ones might.
Are they split between the two families? So there is
They
one
are.
extraordinary knight with each family.
Each family, well, each of the young couples that are these families resettling Pittsburg are capable warriors in their own right. If you've tangled with Calpurnia before, you can expect that from her husband and the Dern family as well.
Well, Calpurnia was. I mean, if you could call that fighting, you know, if that's the quality of fights they've got over there, I don't think we've got much to be worried about.
I thought you said you had a grudge against them. She must have
do.
wronged you somehow.
She stole our shit. She took
Well,
my.
It's worse than that, you know. We were sitting there drinking in the tavern, not here in Redcoat part of the city. You know, we'd been drinking all night. We were split. There was girls. We were having a great time. We were all half cut at this point. In busts Calpurnia and a gang of merry maidens, proceeding to declare that they hate us and attacked us in the middle of the tavern. We saw them off handily. Our beer was still cold. And then what do? They rob our inn rooms while we were out on business the next day and stole all of our weapons and armor and stuff. It's just pathetic.
Cowards.
Dastardly.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any ideas of like killing a noble? That's not good. A lot of heat.
Yeah, let's not
How
do
would
that.
you humiliate a noble?
Steal all our shit. Don't worry about Calpurnia. We're gonna get all of our stuff, and then that's gonna be.
I feel there's
You know,
another detail
Ooh.
that is missing here. See, the Thorn family has also brought along with them a good friend. I believe it was one of Calpurnia's classmates growing up, who did not take up the sword, but instead took up the scroll,
Oh fuck.
and is a wizard with access to second level spells. For an additional fee, I can tell you some of the things I've heard her do.
Hold on. Nick, what if we captured her wizard?
Capturing wizards is not an easy task, buddy. I don't know about that.
I know, but it's actually easier than you think.
You mean you're gonna
something
cut
in
out their tongue
mouth.
and stuff?
No, you stuff their mouth with a ball gag, which we can have made, and you tie up their hands. Wizard's done. It's over. They can't do anything.
How much
Now-
would you want to charge Barbara for this information? I feel like it might be useful to know what spells she's casting.
I think so too.
Certainly. That'll be another 50 gold, please.
What a big.
God damn,
I'll
she's
take it off.
really pulling us over the coals here. Yeah, okay.
It's off the character sheet. We need big money this trip.
Now, the reason they've taken this invoker along with them is because this invoker, raised near Calpurnia's family, has quite the repository of offensive spells. She's known to cast magic missiles, color spray, web, flaming sphere, and has been said to be able to turn invisible. Similarly,
we
she
gotta
has
kill
some defensive spells. I'm not sure if it's mage armor or if it's shield. My understanding was that invokers could only use one of the two, but I can never remember which.
Huh.
Well, can you?
Color
In
spray,
character,
you
can
say?
she just explain us what these spells do? Because Pigeon would have.
Yeah. She explains.
Okay.
She can throw colors from her fingers, which will knock anyone out who comes in contact with them. She can just shoot small magic arrows out of her fingers, which will blow holes through you. She can create like a 3-foot sphere of fire and just roll it around and run it up against you. I think you know what turning invisible looks like. And web will block off a corridor or an area with sticky fibers, and anyone caught in it is just like sort of held in place by the sticky webs.
What we should do, rather than trying to kidnap the wizard, which I think is just like, that's a big operation, steal her spellbook and then give it to Malchus in exchange for spell casting.
Agreed.
Or
That's
you could
actually-
ransom it back to her.
Or ransom it back to her, yeah.
She would pay. No spellcaster wants to be without their book. If you can set up a careful ransom, an appropriate tool, she would pay. I believe the price for spell books is outrageous.
Really? What are we talking here?
Outrageous. Well, the special
Like 400 gold?
materials. No, an order of magnitude more than that, my dear. There's at least 1,000 gold for a spell book.
Oh my God!
What the hell? No wonder there's barely any wizards around. Who's got 1,000 gold in this economy?
In a
Apart from
city.
us.
We should
Yeah.
take her book and then sell it to Malchus and not give it back to her, so she can't hurt us. And we should take
Yeah.
their money.
She's not going to have any money to buy the spellbook back with anyway.
No, but Calpurnia probably will.
No, 'cause we want to steal it all.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So tell me, Barbara Ann, do these knights and the wizard live in the house with
Each family is building their
Mr. and
own
Mrs. Thorne.
keep in Pittsburg. And the knights and the nobles, the major families, and the wizard each live in their respective keeps. The town itself is unwalled and unguarded except for volunteer neighborhood watch.
You said the building keeps. Are they already finished?
No. The walls are finished, and there are temporary structures inside while the primary keeps are built. Under construction presently.
A curtain wall and then non-stone buildings and inside the wall.
Wooden structures, 2 stories tall. I don't have layouts to sell you, unfortunately.
No. Well, when we report back, maybe I can give you an idea in case anyone else wants to know.
I would buy that from you.
Okay, that's good information. Do you have anything else?
Their primary industries are pulling materials from the bogs, but also, surprisingly, metallurgy. They have a very good smith in the area who makes is surprisingly capable. Keep is under construction. There are a series of watchtowers throughout the city worth knowing about. Simple structures, not very defensible, but they do allow enough height as to perhaps follow people through the streets or see what's coming, and they're equipped with horns. These are manned by the neighborhood watch, as we've been calling them.
Are they accessed by ladder?
By ladder. I wouldn't expect the denizens in these towers to put up a fight once confronted face to face. They may throw javelins or shoot bows if they're capable from a distance, but these are volunteers.
We're going to climb a wall. We might need to make sure there's no one awake in those towers.
Yeah.
And last but not least, there is a temple that survived the demon invasion, completely unscathed, perhaps. I should let you know. It's a bit of a local sanctuary, a place that people take faith and refuge from. There is some money in the temple, but it's not going to be the largest amount. That would be in either keep or down in the Harbor Master.
I've spent enough of my life digging through tombs. I think I owe the gods a debt. I'd rather not mess with that. The last priest I spoke to threw me out of my arse.
All right.
Well, I hope this information has been worth the cost.
Oh yeah, big time.
I'm comforted by the fact I can't remember how much we paid you.
It wasn't enough, dear. I'm comforted by the fact that when you come back from this place, you will be dripping in silver coins and will have plenty of ability to revisit me.
Absolutely. Well, if we're successful in Pittsburg, we'll be heading to Shirebrook next, so have your little birds gather information there.
Put some feelers out also for anybody who wants to buy a wizard's book.
I've just had a thought as well. Barbara, and this is a question for another day, but one of these days soon, we're going to be looking for a way into the inner city via the dungeon lair. Or lower, if required. I'm sure that's something that you might be able to help with. But, question for another day.
For another day.
Yes, okay, well, I now must visit my time machine and go back to just before we leave. I'll see you shortly.
Goodbye!
How many watchtowers did she say?
She said there were...
We're going to be able to... They're not going to be hard to spot, are they? That's a good idea. I don't know why that didn't occur to me before, though, but she'll definitely know about, like...
Yeah.
If we want to do some dungeon delving, she'll know, like, some good targets maybe in the dungeon lair that we could hit as well.
So what do we want out of this robbing?
Money.
Money and spellbook.
Yeah, the spellbook, and then liquid.
So leave the night alone.
Yeah, if we can just like not see the night full stop, then I think that's probably for the best. Yeah, we don't want to
leave the night alone.
A 6th level night.
We're going after the spellbook first and foremost. Tie her up. Get her in her sleep, tie her up, don't kill her. Take her spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she can even. Ooh. Do we know now that if the wizard doesn't have their spell book, they can't cast the spells?
That's
Nope.
what
I guess it's
Barbara just said.
Yeah, well, kind of what she said.
She just said that a wizard you can't do anything without a spellbook.
Yep.
What we won't know is that potentially they could have more than one spellbook. So, but I think we probably think that if we get a book, that we've disabled the wizard.
Okay.
But I guess they could still have spells that they learn that day that we don't necessarily know, and they could also have other spell books.
She needs to be knocked out. So let's also get a ball gag. We can buy one.
Mm-hmm.
Just something to make sure. And can we get a pair of handcuffs? Or like manacles?
You can get manacles. They're large
They're
and they're heavy. Yep.
We don't want to be. You can't sneak in with a pair of manacles. It makes
Yeah, I
so
agree.
much noise.
I'll take some of our rope and I'm gonna cut it into like perfect.
I already
hand
have.
pieces.
I
You
already have that. Yeah.
That's right. You made some handcuffs before.
Okay.
Well, they're
so
not handcuffs. It's just a rope
Right,
put into
but-
appropriate sizes. Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to get in there. We need to get her and her spellbook first, preferably. Then we need to go find Calpurnia's fucking money. Grab that and fucking go. That's it.
Yeah. But there's going to be multiple structures. I'm imagining inside the wall, because there's all of these knights and all of the builders that'll be living there, probably. So
Could
I
we
wonder if we could find
pay,
one of the what? Well, we could maybe ask. That's a good though. That always does work. I was thinking maybe we could like knock someone out in one of the watchtowers and replace them. That has a good view over the wall, and kind of watch them for a little bit and see which rooms
That's
they
a good
sleep in.
idea. Also, so how I'd go with this, I think I would just pay someone who works there to tell us all
Yeah.
the information, because that always works.
Yeah, that
People
does
always
work.
want money, and I think it makes total
Expensive
sense.
though.
Yes, we get Helmet onto one of the watchtowers on the other side of town, and at some point, he blows the horn to get everybody the fuck out.
It's risky for Helmet though.
Yeah, that's true, it is. But I'll have a horse, right?
So he blows the horn and then immediately runs off on his horse.
No, maybe not.
Potentially.
Fuck that. Fuck the blowing of the horn.
We can't split up anyway. We need to
Yeah,
be
no, I agree.
together, don't we?
Yeah, let's instead just let's pay someone to tell us whose is whose. We can find a cleaner or something, right? Probably.
Or even just the guy that sits in the watchtower that
he
looks
would
over
probably
the wall.
know. Yeah, he might know, yeah. The only problem that I foresee with the watchtower plan is how do you get up to the watchtower without him blowing the horn?
Well, it's a ladder, and if it's in the middle of town, I feel like you can just sneak up to the ladder and climb up it, and he's not necessarily going to be looking down. And see if there's
Anyone good at their
coming up the
job
ladder.
would hear someone coming up a ladder, though, right? You're going to feel the watchtower creak a little bit. You're going to hear the...
Perhaps, but maybe not if it was Pigeon doing it. Carefully and quietly, you know.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the journey is going to be
Yeah, I
at
agree.
least an effort. So let's
set
do
off.
that. We could maybe think like we can get in to see. No, we can't risk going to see Calpurnia because she'll recognize us.
She would
Definitely,
recognize us, yeah.
yeah. She'd actually recognize any of us because we were all there in the tavern that night.
Do the two families have a rivalry at all?
They are both mutually setting out to settle this place. So at this point, they're like fast allies.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nick? How would you... Let's say you're a noble, right? And you're trying to settle at Pittsburg. Would it not behoove you if a band of Nay-dwellers came in and fucked up the other noble trying to, like, compete with you?
I don't think so because I think there's an interest in making the town seem safe.
Yeah, you're right.
You
Okay.
want people to move there, don't
Move
you?
there.
So.
All right. We won't do that plan then. Cool.
All right. Okay. Skip forward. We're on our horses, getting ready to leave.
Okay. On our horses, getting ready to head out. Just a day to Cauldron, and then, ask for directions at Cauldron and find your way to Pittsburg. Shouldn't be
We
too
tell
terribly
the
hard.
dwarves, we're going to be back. Don't fucking stop working this time.
And you've got your own dwarven guard, so you're leaving behind to watch the other dwarves.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Only another dwarf can counter
A dwarf.
A stubborn dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, they'll have a stubborn off.
Yeah.
Be great. All right.
Okay.
Well, why don't we take
you leveled up everybody's stuff too? Sorry.
I did. I leveled everyone up. I think I also updated the overlays. So why don't we take a short break and come back on the other side with some more Hardly Heroes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardly Heroes. Our characters are on the road. They've got all sorts of stuff. You offline said you wanted to take some potions?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, I had the potions already, so I just give the invisibility potion to Pigeon.
Got it.
Pigeon's gonna take the invisibility potion in case any crazy shit happens. He can.
Basically, anything useful needs happening.
Yeah.
Obviously, Pigeon needs to do it. So
Agreed.
Unless you need to talk to a person.
True. Pigeon can't do that.
yeah.
Although, if you want to talk to a woman, maybe. Somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Somehow he's good at that.
He's just rolled really well when I roll reaction dice. It's just... Oh, Pigeon. All right, so we're on the road to Cauldron. Nice and easy. Very direct. Table. Much. So let's just see what this first day is going to be like.
After the first day, can we get a lay of the land of our friends' skills they're good in?
Yeah, totally. You hang out with them all the time. They're your close friends. You should know all of their skills pretty well. You're working together. Just on the right. Counter table. Roll a... Right, so your friends over here. Let's see where they are. I'm still keeping Eraser slightly under wraps. Helmet is mostly skilled into move silently and hide. Those are both at 16. And in these last levels, he's been sort of diversifying, picking up some climb, eavesdrop, and pickpockets because like the move silently and the hide, at this point, you get like +1 per level.
Yeah.
It's so slow. So he's trying to diversify into those. That's a common theme here.
That's Percival.
That's Helmet.
Helmet.
Percival is teched mostly into climb. His climb is 19. Percival will climb fucking anything you want, any day, no questions asked. Rain, snow, whatever.
But what is his move silently and hide though?
12 and 13.
Okay.
Not
bad.
terrible, not great.
Yeah.
Sierra, I can just give you screenshots of these so that way you don't have to remember. Sierra is mostly teched into eavesdrop and then a little bit of hide and move silently. So everyone's got some hide and move silently, and
Yeah.
then they will specialize otherwise in other things.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
What about
dropping
Eraser?
this into Discord for you. Eraser, I will tell you what he's into, but not the
Yeah.
specific stats.
It's more like what's he good at?
Yeah,
What's he bad at?
Damn, they needed a lockpicker bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eraser, he's the only person who's put any effort into forgery. So he's the best forger you've ever seen. And then he seems to be fairly well balanced across everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Okay.
You know, with
All right.
some decent move and hide and climb.
Yeah.
We'll get Percival to climb the wall and to
Yeah.
lay down a rope for the rest of us.
Yeah.
We'll get Helmet to probably move and go get the person on the
The tower.
Yep. And then I'll handle the lockpicking event going in.
These are temporary buildings, so I doubt they'll have like super big heavy locks on them. They might be barred from the inside
They
though.
might be barred, yeah.
All right. Well, on our way to Cauldron, we're going to have a little encounter here. Can I get MrMouton to roll me a D6? 5. Oh.
Oh, I've just realized this road is notorious for giant spiders. Notorious for it. I think I've been attacked by giant trapdoor spiders on this road like
Every single time.
5 times. Yeah.
All right, so you're all on horseback. We're all just riding down the road, headed to Cauldron. There's not a lot of other travel on the road. You do see some people mostly traveling in groups together. It'll be like a pack of 30 people and a couple of carts headed towards Cauldron, or you'll come across an area where there's 25 people and they're all camped together and they've got a bunch of wagons and oxen with them.
I think we would, if it's convenient to do so, we'd probably ride pretty close to one of these groups.
Yeah, when you begin to ride close to them, one of the people in the group, or a couple of people in the group, will call out to you and sort of that wary, are you here to rob us? Are you trying to use our protection? I don't know. I don't trust you. If you're a friend, I'll see you in Cauldron. Otherwise, back off. Sort of
right. Okay. They don't buy into safety in numbers kind of situation.
They organize that safety ahead of time in town, and then they leave in a known group and don't take on additional people. That's the going approach here. Is just don't trust people while you're on the road. Make friends in town where you can actually, take a moment.
It's fair.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they're on foot anyway, probably, so we could go past them.
You are going much
we'll
faster.
ride past these losers.
They're
I didn't want to stay with you guys anyway.
It's going to take them 2 to 3 days to get to Cauldron. You can do it in 1 day.
Careful camping out here, boys. I give them a nod as we walk
I hear there's
past.
a lot of spiders out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see sort of grim looks and grimaces, a couple of scarred veterans from, probably spiders, their face is all weird and torn in one place and disfigured, like some sort of nasty infection ate them apart. Nick, would you roll me 2d6?
That's too many spiders, Neil. 2d6. That's far too many. 3.
Good.
Yeah.
Pigeon, will you roll me a perception check at half strength?
17 plus.
Oh my god,
17
plus
divided by
8?
7, yeah.
25.
Oh.
My surprise
Perception.
adjust is 2 as well. I don't know what the fuck that is, but
It's really good having 17 perception.
it is really good.
Because there's something here, if you can't tell. There is something you're not quite aware of is coming. Here we go.
Surely pigeons are worth it.
Well, Pigeon might be. I just need to check this skill.
It's 100% spiders, mate, because they're good at sneaking up on you.
Let them have the people behind us.
Yeah, there's
Go
food
eat
down there,
them.
boys.
They're right there. They're coming.
They're even going to stop and get all nice and warm for you. Cook themselves up a little bit.
All right. Pigeon, with your fantastic perception, even when you're not looking specifically for some sort of trap because you're expecting it in some spot, as you come down this road in the later part of the day, you get right up against the wispwood before it rolls away eventually. And the forest kind of comes close to the road and then goes away from the road. And, it's not exactly a nice, clean line. It's sort of sprawled. And there's this one copse of trees, little saplings that are growing up in a circle. I don't know if you guys know this, but some types of trees, like redwoods or sequoias, when they die, their root ball sends out a whole bunch of replacement trees. And you get this sometimes, if it happens just right, you get a perfect circle of trees all surrounding a stump in the middle. It's a common thing you'll see in redwood style forests. These trees near there are also coniferous and happen to have this trait. And there's this little copse of trees where someone or for some reason a big tree fell, and you've got like a perfect little circle of saplings that are all about like 6 feet tall, just tall enough to obscure anything behind them. And it catches Pigeon's eye because like, oh, this is weird. Look, it's a magic circle of trees. When this happens with mushrooms, so we call them fairy rings. And you're watching this circle, and you notice as the wind blows, there's this like quick fluttering of red cloth that pops up and then flutters back down. And then in a moment of stillness, maybe 2 seconds later, you can see that one of the trees like begins to flex a little, as if being pushed from the inside, not blown by wind.
Hey, guys. Hold on.
I'll bring my horse to a stop.
I saw something in there. It was like a red cloth. There, a spider, an ambush.
I kind of point towards the trees.
I think we should go around it and give it a wide berth.
I draw my sword, Neil, and take a few steps closer on my horse and say, "Who's there?"
There's not a reply coming.
Look back in a racer. What do you think, boss?
He shakes his head. We're off to make big bounce of money. No one on the road is worth anything.
All right. Yeah.
We'll circle around it.
Yeah.
You circle around. Excellent perception roll. They did roll bad on their hide. You can make your way past and around and end up in Cauldron that evening.
Nice work.
Well, hold on. Oh, the people behind us are a few days back. Never mind. No, then we're good.
Yeah, you
I was
don't know
gonna
when
say
they're
like
gonna
we can
get
go
there.
save that and like tell them about it, but no.
Oh, fuck
they're
those
done.
guys. Who gives a fuck? Do you know what? If they wanted our help, they could have had it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we end up in Cauldron.
We're hardly heroes, Mooten. What are you doing
Yeah.
trying to help the weak and innocent?
Especially after they refuse to be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable,
Mhm.
but still. We wouldn't go all the way back to warn them.
No, not if they were like 10 minutes back, maybe. But
Yeah.
Well,
You
we
reckon
end
that
up,
was bandits?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
It would have been stupid if they attacked us.
There must have
Imagine-
been a lot of them. If they're going to attack 6 people. Maybe 10, 20, I don't know. You know, the Bandit King is out here, apparently.
What? Bandit King? What do you
Remember
mean?
that guy? We heard about the guy who sacked Tassel or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he'll be in Tassel, though, won't he?
Maybe that was some of his men.
Probably was. Yeah, you're probably right. Are we near Tassel?
We're in Cauldron.
Oh, yeah.
Castle's
That's
to
just
the
like,
left, yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Ah. Well, you can pick up supplies at Cauldron. Since it's not your final destination, you can ignore any potential quest leads or intriguing things and just move on.
Yeah.
Next day.
I do. I soak in the vibe in Cauldron, though, Neil. Is it like 2 things I want to know? You know how the woman Francine was like coming down here and making money by just buying stuff and bringing it back to the city?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's money, like there is decent money to be made doing that if we were comfortable making this journey? And secondly, does it look relatively thriving this town?
Cauldron is definitely on the up and coming side of things. Let me get my little list over here. There's not a town wall, but there are professional soldiers in the streets. Guards who are here to keep an eye on everything. There's a nice sheriff in the area. There is money seemingly going around. Like, you do have mercantilism, you do have shops, you do have specialists, and you do have people bringing their animals from far and wide to Cauldron to make some transactions. But it also feels just like a really large, small town. Like, there's not like a goldsmith. And as you ride past the blacksmith, you're like, they're doing okay work. It's not fancy.
Yeah.
So it's like a large collection of lower people and some decent guards. You had heard from Barbara Ann, though, that there was some money in Cauldron, but that it was just like more heavily defended.
I'm wondering if there's this is just more long-term thinking. As some of these cities recover and they start to catch back up again, there could be room for like franchising our operation into some of these other cities, like start doing protection or the kind of stuff that the main gangs are doing in Stromheim. We could do in some of these other towns.
You want to like move out of Stromheim and do that?
Not necessarily, but just like set up like a franchise.
I think it could be like, our card game or whatever.
Yeah.
I think we could set that up out here.
Well, maybe we could. Yeah, maybe we could do like, rather than the card game being in Stromheim where loads of people are, it could be like super exclusive and it's in a different town every time. Like one time it's in Stromheim, next time it's in Pittsburg.
It like moves around.
Yeah, it moves around. Yeah, and it's not just people from Stromheim. It's like
it's also
all the people.
Good way for us to find information on each town. If we like go host a card game there 1 month, then we could plan our next heist, etc. Yeah,
it's good networking as well.
Good networking.
Yeah. Ain't that word.
We need money, big time though.
Yeah, we need to make some money. There's no way we've got the funds to put on a card game right now.
10K.
Yeah.
Well, you can resupply in Cauldron and get some directions from a friendly local because it's just the open plains to your south. You're not really sure where Pittsburg is. And they'll tell you that if you head southwest, you can see a little hill in the distance, or you go along the road until you see this hill, and then travel towards the hill. And when you get to the hill, you'll be able to see the edge of some trees. And then if you follow that direction, you'll get to the forest. And then just head south from that point, and you'll avoid the worst of the tether wilds. You'll just skirt the edge of the tether wilds. And then you can find the coastline and travel along that. It should be about a 2 day.
Follow the coast. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be.
Do they have a recommendation of where to camp? Like, is there an abandoned village or a cave or somewhere?
Really just best spot that you can find if you can get there. Path is always a little bit different if you're traveling anew. I don't know exactly where you're going to end up after 1 day. Okay. Expect it to take 2 to 3 days. So when you see a good spot, take a good spot.
Okay.
Cool.
Ready to meet a hag, Nick?
Fucking hell, I hope not. Talking about, just as a meta question, I'm just scrolling up on the map here. Yeah. Near Cauldron, there's an island called Spider Island. Is that as awful as it sounds?
The Spider Bay and Spider Island. Yeah, okay. You ever heard of Snake Island off the coast of Argentina?
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is
Same
the
thing.
spider version of that.
Oh, fuck. That's awful.
Nothing good there.
Wait, so there's like treasure there? Because that's what the one in I thought it was Brazil, but maybe it's Argentina. But it's like, it's meant to be like pirates buried their treasure there and then brought all the snakes to defend it, right? Basically.
I've not heard that story at all.
Okay.
But that sounds like a great story. And if I were a pirate and I needed to lay my treasure somewhere, Spider Island would be a great place to put it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we should have that. That'd be cool. Different campaign, that probably though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So
Let's do it.
Pretty straightforward. We go down the road, turn off the road to the hill. Then from the hill, walk towards the trees, and then from the trees, walk towards the coast, and then follow the coast until we get to Pittsburg.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
All right. The first day in the Tether Wilds.
Careful, I've heard that there's wraiths, whatever that is, in these places.
I don't know what a wraith
Ghosts.
is.
Some sort of ghost that'll suck the life right out of you.
Oh my god.
I know. Yeah, and giants.
I can't afford to lose a level.
Yeah, true.
Okay. First day.
But let's remember the boss's words. We're going to Pittsburg to make some serious money. Let's not waste our lives fighting anything around here if we can avoid it.
I agree. How much you think we're gonna make, boss?
I think you got a new upcoming town with 2 families who are in business together, and it's recovering surprisingly well. And they've centralized all their money into 3 places. I'm imagining 6 gilded chests filled to the brim with silver. 1 chest of silver for each of us. That's what I'm
That's
imagining.
great. How do we get it out?
Well, I've been wondering about that. Because chests of silver are heavy. They've got gold, that's awesome. But silver's the more common material by far. So we can load up as much as our horses can take. And they can take a lot. By my calculations, we could probably put 17,000 silver on each horse. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But if we're sneaking into a keep and trying to pull this stuff out, yeah, we're not going to be able to load it up on our horse.
Well,
we need to look for,
that's
items of value, not silver.
Well, let the boss talk, Luther.
Sorry, I'm just, we've got some experience in this. We tried, this is what we were doing, and this is where we fell short, right? We couldn't carry the chests out.
Luther's right. The easy to carry stuff, that's the gravy. That's the dream. On the other hand, that sort of thing is a little bit harder to find. It's a little more personal, might be a little more scattered, might not be as concentrated. You hit like the treasury and you haul out the chests of silver, you're making more money in the long run. But you're right, the keeps are a bitch. I can't think of a way to get into the keep and get out with the treasure without some sort of magic, or just murdering everyone and not being Steel Team 6, but being Brutality Massacre 5. And I didn't sign up to this just to hack and slash my way to victory.
Maybe,
I got an idea.
Okay, well, you go first, Pigeon.
Well, we don't have to get it all in one go, right? How often are they really going in there and checking all of the chests? What if we went in a few times and just took a chest each time?
It's risky, though, right?
It's
Breaking
risky,
in
but
multiple
even
times?
Yeah, but they're not going to notice, and even if they did, then we would just be... It'd be like the first time where we have to get out anyways. But this time we'd have a bunch of other treasure.
Well, I was thinking that there's the 12 knights, right? And there's 6 with each family. That means there's no knights in the Harbour Master's house. So maybe we rob the Harbour Master for his silver and we steal a wizard's spellbook from Calpurnia, because she said thousands of gold.
And maybe the magic item from the night?
Well, hold on, boys. How are we supposed to pull off all these heists in one night? Because the first time, the moment we do the first one, everyone's guard's gonna go up. They'll be pulling double shifts. It'll be a mess. We got to do it's a one night operation before we stir up the hornet's nest, and people are on the alert, and peasants are being told to scour the area for strangers. Knights come riding after us. One night, one glorious night.
Well, if what Barbara Ann said is true about the spellbook, then that's probably the most, value per weight.
Yeah, but then we gotta sell a spellbook, and I don't know how much that's worth. I don't know who to sell it to. The only person I know is that Melkus guy.
Yeah.
But we just have to take his offer. We don't have an alternative source.
We ransom it back to Calpurnia's friend here.
Good.
Well, we know where another wizard... We know where 2 more wizards are.
You do?
Yeah. Do you not remember the Shirebrook?
Oh, yeah. Well, wizard and a cleric, right, I thought?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's a wizard and a cleric.
Yeah, but now you gotta hope that those wizards don't know each other and that they're not friends. Because otherwise you show up and you're like, hey, I want to sell you this book. They open it and they say, hey, spellbook belonging to friend of Calpurnia's. And like, wait a minute, my friend is the friend of Calpurnia's who just had their spellbook stolen. And then they kill you and just give their spellbook back to their friend.
I don't know, I used to have this old guy that I used to hang out with, and he used to tell stories. And he used to tell a lot of stories about wizards, this guy. I don't know. I don't know how much of this is based on truth, but the way he told it, these wizard guys, they're pretty self-interested, and I actually think that maybe getting their hands on their friend's spellbook might be the best thing that they could want, actually.
Could be. If you want the spellbook, we should go for Calpurnia's place. Ignore the other things. Hit that spot. Get the spellbook and the treasure in one go. Did you bring the crossbow?
Yeah.
Tell me you brought the... Brilliant.
Of course I brought the crossbow. Yeah, it's here. I
don't know if this is going to work.
I moved like a fabric away to show it.
I'm imagining treasure's at the top of a tower. We've got a crossbow, tying a rope to the back of it. Shoot it out the tower, over the wall, into the ground, way over there. Then someone who's hanging out over there, ties it to a tree. Then we taut it to something inside the tower, and then we tie the bags together and just slide the bags of silver down the rope outside of the walls.
You're a genius, yeah.
That's fucking boss.
It would need to be a tall tower or a close wall in order for it to work.
Well, they said 2-story buildings, right? I bet that Percival could climb up one of those buildings in no time.
Yeah.
We could.
But how do we move the money?
Well, they're in bags. Like we could just throw it up.
Well, let's say you got to move 500 pounds of silver between the 6 of us. How do you do that?
We get a big bag.
The weight. It's the speed of getting out of there quickly and quietly. We can't be doing, trips up, back and forth over the wall over and over again.
No, like you said, right? Percival takes the crossbow, climbs up to the top of the building, fires it onto something back on the other side of the wall. Then we throw the bags up to him, and we tie 2 bags with a piece of rope in between, and we kind of zip line them down the rope onto the side of the wall. And once it's all done, we climb back over and make a run for it.
If the tower's tall enough, that's a great idea. But what if it's not?
Wait, what tower? The
Well,
tower's
actually,
on the outs.
I was just telling you what I imagined. I don't actually know what the place looks like. We haven't been to Pittsburg yet.
No, but I'm thinking we're now inside the keep, right? Inside the
Yeah.
curtain wall, and there's these 2-story wooden buildings. So
Yeah.
Percival would be on the roof of one of these 2-story buildings. So he's now higher than the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need a certain steepness of rope. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's just going to
but
get
he can
sag in the middle.
He can shoot into something that's like a 1-story building on the other side of the wall, and then
I'm saying the
it's higher.
geometry may or may not accommodate that. And if it doesn't accommodate that, if the wall is far enough away from the building, then the angle of incline.
yeah, potentially.
Right. I think we're
It's an
saying the
idea.
same thing. But if the geometry doesn't suit it, or the wall is really tall, like maybe they have a huge 2-story wall, then what do we do?
We could just throw the bags over the wall.
Just
Leave
throw
one
the
of us
bags
on the
over wall.
outside. At a certain point, we throw the bags over. They gather
It's
them
gonna
all
be
up.
like 6 chests, right?
We need
We gotta-
bags, is what I'm hearing. Because the chests are too big to throw over the wall, but you're right. If we move all the money from the chests into bags, all of a sudden it becomes a lot quicker to move.
And we close back up the chests. So,
They're not immediately found, yeah.
yeah, we could even put rocks in them. We could bring bags with rocks. Or, something.
I
And
like
then fill
this.
it up with that.
We'll have to get
Oh,
some
they're so
bags in
heavy.
Pittsburg.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the plan then, guys. We're ignoring the harbor master, and we're ignoring this other family. What were they called? Dern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the point again, though, that the Harbour Master, there won't be any knights at the Harbour Master's place at night. So that
True.
is going to be easier and less dangerous.
It is, but we want the wizard
The
spellbook.
spell book, I think, is the #1 prize. So
Well, hold on. As Pigeon said, there's other spell books. There's a spell books in Shirebrook. There's 2 of them in Shirebrook. What if we get the money this time, and next time we get the spell books?
thing is, though, we need to get our own back on Calpurnia somehow.
Also, this wizard not having a spellbook would be pretty good for us. In case we ever needed to come back here. These are some crazy spells that she's got. Someone would probably pay a fortune for this.
Yeah.
That's probably true. There's
we know
another.
Spells
There's
are in this
another.
book.
There's another argument about ransoming it back to them because, I don't know if someone like this will just let this go if we steal their spellbook.
Well, then
If we
how about
ransom
this?
it back to them, then that closes the whole thing. Whereas if we kind of sell it to someone else, then
How
they're going
about
to be
we
looking
do
for us.
this? We hit the harbor master, and then on our way out, we hit this place for the spellbook.
That's what I
And then we
suggested.
ransom it
But
back to them because they have the silver. So we didn't have to worry about the silver because they'll bring it to us.
that's what I said. But like Boss said, right? Hitting both places in one night, it's going to be tough.
It could be a plan B. If the first one goes well, then we can do the second one. But it's tough.
We could
Maybe-
also, does a wizard bring their spellbook with them? Could we lure them out?
Good question. We should set up in town for a little while. Observe the place. See if we can't spot this spellcaster. Get a feel for him. Do you think
maybe they move around?
Do you think Calpurnia will recognize me?
She's not gonna be coming out.
She'll recognize us though for sure. I think we need to.
The harbor master has the least amount of money, is what was being said, but he has the least amount of risk as well.
Yeah. No one else in Pittsburgh is going to recognize us, but Calpurnia will. So we need to just make sure that we're nowhere if she's there. But if she's like the richest guy's new wife, we're probably going to know about it if she.
Town.
Well, and if she turns up, like we're going to know about it before she sees us.
Yeah.
So we just got to make sure we keep an eye out.
We'll all just disguise ourselves as best as we can. Calpurnia is not looking for any of us. So as long as we don't, if we see her coming for whatever reason, we just go the other way. I think we could all spread out across the town. We'll each take a different sector. We'll each cover a different thing. And we'll get him from, there's 6 of us. There are 3 targets, 2, 2, and 2.
Okay. And then we make our decision after that.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I just had a brain blast. It's about something completely different. Eraser's really good at forging, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have those documents from the princess. We could maybe, if we really wanted, somehow forge a letter that she needs her to like come meet with her in like a spot, and then we could ransom her off. Just a thought.
But it's the wrong country, right? That's Drakus.
Yeah, we would. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yes, it could still work.
We have her stuff, so we can now, in theory, forge a princess's documents.
Yeah. Princess Sella. I feel like the document forgery is pretty useful, kind of.
Yeah.
Generally.
He could probably get us into the fucking inner city.
Yeah.
He also has Percival's noble documents, so he knows what they look like, so he could make us all like fake nobility.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably easier said than done, though.
Probably, yeah.
Even for a master forger,
but it's what
that would be difficult.
It's what he's spec'd into.
And he is high level, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're having these conversations and you're on the road,
Yeah.
you get to that first hill. And as you're getting closer to it, you notice that someone has set up like a little camp on the hill. From your distance of like, a mile out, it looks like one tent, maybe 2 or 3. But there's definitely some sort of like cloth fabric on there.
We should
it's not like nighttime yet. Like we've got a lot further to travel with before sleeping. I think I'll say to the group, like, let's move past just to make sure we don't get any trouble. I might ride over there and just say hi.
I mean, I think we should get him.
Get him?
Yeah, we need money bad.
You think these guys gonna have any money living out here?
Shrug.
I mean, they might be doing what we're doing.
They might be fighters or wizards or...
Yeah, which is why we wait till night and sneak up on them. We could steal their camp too, and their supplies.
We've got enough supplies. It's midday. I don't know. I think we should just keep going, but I could go up there and see see who it is, what they look like.
Yeah. As you're riding, still in the direction of it, because you want to... Well, you did need to climb the hill to see the tree. Maybe you can just kind of wander around and hope that, maybe it'll add a little time to your journey.
Okay, that's it. I can go up to the hill and go and check the tree. But I think they'll see us coming, so what I don't want to do is like all 6 of us ride up to them, because that's threatening. But 5 of us stay back and let me go on my own, and that way it looks less threatening.
Yeah, you start making your way towards the hill. Like the whole party comes towards the hill, and then you start going up it on your own. And you can see at the top of the hill, sort of waving in your direction, like trying to get your attention, is a rather large woman wearing banded mail, and her like hair tied back in a warrior's bun.
Ahoy!
Ahoy! She calls as you come up to the hill. She stays near the top of it. You can see that it is indeed 3 tents. And there's also a couple of other people here lying around wearing leather jerkins.
They look
they
like
also have
adventurous.
short swords. Yeah. Yeah, like one adventurer with money, and because she's got banded mail and a longsword, and these other people have leather and short swords. So adventurers or
There's no like wizard or
not
something.
visible, but they could be in a tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The woman in the banded mail says, "Oh, thank God, I've been needing help. My poor friend broke his leg, and we can't get back to Cauldron in one day. We're hoping that maybe you and your friends could give us a hand."
I'm afraid we've got urgent business in Pittsburg. I just came up here to spot for the forest.
She starts walking towards you, because you're first talking at a distance.
Yeah.
And she starts striding up to your horse.
I'm on horseback. I'm how far from her?
You started maybe 30 feet, but now she's sort of like talking and walking in your direction.
I move the horse back a little bit and say, whoa, no need to get too close.
Sorry, I just thought it might be nice not to shout. As I said, my man's a little hurt. We
What
could use
happened?
some help. Broke his leg.
Ow.
Stepped in a gopher hole.
It sucks to be him, I guess. Afraid I'm not really in the business of charity, love.
Are you sure? I mean, God certainly would bless a kind soul.
It's going to take more than that to get me in the God's good books, I'm afraid.
What about your friends? Any of them got a conscience? Are you just gonna tell them to leave a wounded man behind?
Is she
Sure
still
to
walking
die?
towards me, or has she stopped?
You pulled away, she stopped.
Okay. What are you asking for? We've just come from Cauldron. It's a long way back.
It's only a half day there.
But what do you want?
Well, maybe you could come and put my man over your horse and take him back to Cauldron on yours. I know it's a day out of your way, but it'd save a man's life.
Isn't it
Takes
going to
another
die of a
couple
broken
steps
leg?
towards you. Well, we don't have a cleric.
I cast a quick glance over my shoulder. Can I see the trees?
Yeah, they're pretty far in the distance.
But I know the direction now. Okay, I turn the horse around and leave.
She calls after you. You just gonna leave us like that?
I ignore her and ride back down to the group. I get back down and I point and say, the trees are that way. That was a little bit sketchy. They were asking us to give a ride to one of their friends who's broken their leg, want to get back to Cauldron. But there was a woman up there in banded mail armor, and she was, I don't know, trying to get close to me.
We should get him. We should wait and get him tonight.
We've still got a whole day's worth traveling. I don't think it's worth it, but
Easy, Pigeon. Don't blow your load yet. I know you spend a lot of time with the girls, but don't let that become a habit.
they're probably just bandits. This is the road to Tassel, right?
Just off it.
Yeah, so now let's keep going, I think. That's my vote anyway.
Do you see which way the trees were?
Yeah, I that way.
Perfect. All right. You can
Well,
travel.
I don't want to overrule Pigeon, so if other
care.
people agree. Yeah, okay.
You end up camping that night in a nice, cozy, lovely little spot. You find a little bit of a rise with trees and a kind of a valley in the middle of them all that has nice cover from all the sides, keeps the wind out of the way. There's no caves, but it's as close to a cave as you're going to get. You can all bed down and have a nice rest. The next day is pretty uneventful. You'll make it through most of the boggy area up to the coast, and then it's just a travel along the coastline. This area is like windy as all hell because you're right along the canal, and it's just a huge gorge, and the winds like whip by you super fast when you get anywhere near the ledge. If you
none of us have ever seen the canals before, I would imagine. I certainly know that Luther hasn't.
That's
Pigeon
true.
won't have either. So I imagine this is quite the sight, actually.
Yes.
This is a big thing that would be talked about and understood. So I think to see it, I think I'm first blown away literally and figuratively by the wind. But I will try and get my horse closer to get a look down at the water.
Yeah, well, you can see the water out in front of you because the canals are miles across. You can see the cliffs miles away on the other side. And then as you get close to look down and the winds whip your hat and your face around, or your hair around, it's, I don't know, 100, 200 feet down. You've never had to look down something that far,
No.
ever.
That's horrible.
Maybe it's 1,000 feet. You'd certainly die.
I call out some profound statements, but no one can hear it because of the wind. So then I eventually return back to the group. Say, God, the winds are crazy. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Pigeon, you should go and look.
No, I don't want to be near that shit.
Suit yourself. You seen this
Scary over
before,
there.
Percival? Helmet? Sierra?
Helmet and Percival will nod. Yeah, I've seen it, says Percival. Other canal, though, northern side, you know, the Grand Canal, as they call it, near the rapids.
You know, they say that the gods did that.
Well, they also say that the gods made you and me, and Sierra. But if you look at Sierra, you can see that clearly they made him a little different.
That's true, yeah. Yeah. But really reminds you, those guys, you know, they can move mountains. They can make some stuff happen, you know. Maybe shouldn't be so dismissive, I think to myself. The gods, I mean.
What has a god ever done for you, huh? Where were the gods when the undead were on the walls? Where were the gods
He made you,
when the
idiot.
demons showed up?
He made you. You're
So?
lucky to fucking be here.
Well, you know, I was going to say, if it wasn't for Jexel, you know, what if you and the lads had hit a different house that night? We'd never have met you. Wouldn't be in this position now.
We had
So,
a
you
lot
know.
of houses that night.
The gods work in mysterious ways, boys.
I
Don't
see
try
your
and
point.
second guess them. Yeah, you know.
Sierra comes on through and goes, "You really shouldn't. The gods are the inspiration for us all. And they make the most beautiful things in the world, the most terrifying. They really deserve our reverence and maybe 2% of our tithings."
This is what I'm not sure about tithing so much, but this is what I'm talking about. Luther's had a bit of a, you know, like you see something immaculate and physically imposing, and it's kind of like shocked him into short term being a bit reverent to the gods. I'm sure it won't last though. Once the memory fades, you know.
Yeah. What do you feel
You want
about
to say
this,
a prayer
Pigeon?
to Jexel tonight?
You know?
Pigeon's scared of the canal. Very big. He does have some respect for the gods. Yeah. I'll say a nice
I mean-
prayer to Jexel for their.
Jexel, can you hear me? Oh, I bet you can. Please, help our heist go well. We really need the money bad. We need it bad, sir.
That's it.
I don't say a prayer because I don't want to come on too strong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I only just started paying
Playing coy with
reverence
the gods,
like
yeah.
a few hours ago, so it might be a bit much to start asking for things.
I take it that Luther's never been a reverent man. He's never been a man of the cloth.
No, it's kind of a thing that's just started to occur to him, you know, like he's killed a few people now, you know, done a few bad things, and you know, as you get older and have a few near-death experiences, you start to wonder, don't you, about what happens when the old judgment book comes out, the old pearly gates or whatever. So it's a niggle, you know, it's a niggle that's there, and I think seeing the, are you confused by the word niggle?
I am.
Yeah.
It's like you know, it's like niggling me in the back of my mind. I'm now realizing why you two might find that a strange word. It's like a thing that people say in England. You know, like it's a little thing in the back of my mind that is like every now and again, you know, don't think about that. Push that back down.
Got it.
And I think seeing the canals has been like, whoosh, like shoved it to the front for a little bit, but we'll push it back down. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. Who needs to think about that judgment or vengeance or right or wrongs or living in the afterlife? It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we get to Pittsburg 2 days later. No more encounters along the way, thankfully.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Very good dice rolls. And you come to this, you know, backwoodsy little village here. Pittsburg. Glorious Pittsburg. The first things that you can see are that there are indeed some watchtowers. There's not very many. There's maybe 6 or 7 scattered throughout the town. You'll have to walk around and do like a full head count. And they're the tallest things around. The second tallest things around, the watchtowers are like 30 feet, are the 2 keeps, one on the east side of town, one on the west side of town. And those have a nice tall palisade wall that runs all the way around them. Looks like they cut down some like good-sized trees and planted them in the ground and sharpened them.
How big's the wall?
The wall is about 20 feet.
And it's made of wood.
It's a palisade wall, so you scrape off the bark and you can sand down the wood, and there's just not a lot of little handy holes. Not like fine grit sand, but a rough. We have palisade wall climbing. It's a -10 to climb a palisade.
So it's still probably pretty doable for Percival.
I mean, we also have a
Grappling hook.
So
Yeah.
Do these walls have like a like, is it just a straight wall, or does it have like a walkway as well?
You can see people standing near the tops of the walls. So either there's a walkway. You'll figure it out once you sit in town for a while.
Yeah.
So either there's a walkway or there's a couple of like standing stations.
Spots. Yeah. Okay, so I think when we get in, we'll do a quick recce around the town. And do we think we're going to stay, like, we'll stay in groups of 2 in different taverns? Like, we'll pick 3 taverns, and me and Pigeon will stay in one. Mm-hmm. Eraser and Sierra will stay in one. Percival and Helmet will stay in one. Mm-hmm. One group by the Harbour Master, one group by the other, if the taverns are so situated, by the other 2 keeps.
There are gonna be, make some marks here. You'll find there are 2 inns in town. There's the Dockside Inn, which is down actually on the harbor itself, all the way down the staircase. And there's the Topside Inn, which is up in the kind of the central area of town.
Okay.
Pittsburg doesn't get a lot of overland travel to it, so there's only the 2 inns here. And then there's a smattering of taverns around.
So, should we all stay in the same inn and then split up into the taverns during the day? Or do you think it's better to send 2 of us down to the dock inn and let them do their thing down there, and do 4 of us in the upstairs inn, and we can split up?
I think it should be
the 2 keeps.
2 groups of 3. So, sorry, 3 groups of 2s. So 2 people down at the dock watching, 2 people at Calpurnia's, and 2 people at the other ladies, or the other lord's estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that, but there's 2 inns. One is down by the docks, and one is not down by the docks.
Yeah,
well,
so
I
do
think
2
it'd be
people...
weird if someone was spending all their time on the docks and then walking up and then walking down and spending all their time on the docks but not doing anything. If you're staying at the inn down by the docks, you could it looks like you're just waiting for something to come along. You know, your ship is here. You're looking for the right ship. You're just killing time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 down, 4 up?
Yeah, who wants to do the docks? I look at the group.
Probably us.
You think? No, I think we should look on Calpurnia.
No.
Well, no, I don't think we're any more recognizable than the others. Are we?
She was after... I mean, Pigeon looks recognizable, right?
No, that's true, yeah.
I would say that we do the docks. I also think that's probably the one that we're going to do the most likely.
You think?
Yeah, I think we should do the dock one. And I think that we should also do the wizard.
Yeah, well, Eraser didn't seem to think we could do both at once. But
Eraser's a fool.
maybe we can. If we can do the Harbour Master one so well that we can, like, the alarm won't get raised immediately.
It shouldn't. It's literally breaking into the Harbor Master's place, maybe killing him if needed, or just tying him up and stealing his stuff, and then going up top and then redoing another heist. I can't imagine how, unless the Harbor Master is needed a lot at night. He might be. So that's kind of what we should check out. I'm down also if you want to do the Calpurnia one, we could watch that one. And then have a racer and one other down here.
I think that the spellbook is the most money. I agree that the Harbour Master is probably the easiest for best reward.
Okay, let's leave a racer and someone downstairs to watch that, and we'll watch after the spellbook wizard person.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm going to bring us to a map.
It might be that the keep missions are just too dangerous with 6 knights and a wizard. Like, it's just too much risk, potentially.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Interesting map, Neil.
Yeah.
Is there a holiday coming up, Neil?
Our classic.
I mean, it's truly just the best time to do it. That's our calling card. They
Yeah.
only come on holidays.
I'm actually a bit
February
annoyed now that we've...
14.
Oh, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's a midwinter, and you guys are on January 15th, so it's a month away.
What was I going to say? It's a shame we got rid of all the copper because, you know, there could be a world where we like replace all of the gold with copper at the, and then just leave a little bit of gold on top, you know, so they don't necessarily
Yeah.
notice straight away.
Agreed.
All right, what I'm drawing here is our little town layout. Let's make sure that everyone can see this. So, this is a sky view of the area. This lower part is, I'm going to make it blue so you can tell that this is water down here.
Mm-hmm.
This is below, and this come on, look, this is above, right? And this is down below.
Yeah.
This line right here is the staircase that wraps
Yeah.
around the area heading
With this.
down. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the keep for the Thorn family. This is the keep for the Dern family. And these 6 red dots are various watchtowers
Towers.
spread throughout the town. And then there is a smith right here.
So we have to get at least 2 watchtowers down.
Yeah, potentially.
You
yeah.
might be able to get in the Dorn one here.
Well, we need to see what the lighting situation is at
Yeah.
night because it might be that they can't see
See
at
it.
night anyway. Yeah.
It would probably be like this one could see this, but this
Maybe,
one
yeah.
couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the terrain in this
It's
area
good,
is not
but-
particularly flat. Let me take a look at the map real quick. The towards the canal is actually uphill a little bit,
Okay.
and then there also it's not like flat the other way. There's like some small hills. Like each of these keeps is built on like a little bit of a natural rise, not a ton, but a little bit. And then there's some other like little hills scattered throughout the area. Just, you know, kind of an undulating, uneven ground. And there's like a bunch of little ponds that sit in the low spots.
Which one's the Calpurnia one again?
This
T.
one on the left.
The T.
How far is the distance? Like how far is this distance to the watchtower?
Like a quarter mile. Not quite.
What's the
Like
what's
1,000
that in
feet.
yards?
300
Like
yards.
So outside of crossbow range.
Yeah, it's like 300 to 400 yards, you would guess. You wouldn't be providing supportive fire.
No, I was thinking for the plan of making the zip wire
Oh,
with the crossbow.
yeah.
But there's presumably houses like around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because this hill goes down, if you're on a 2-story building like here, then actually you probably do have a pretty good angle down into
Yeah.
a building or something.
You would have to get up into the area to see if there's going to be a good shot anywhere. But like you only have so much rope and it can only get so taut. So the longer the line becomes, the range of the crossbow might become a factor. And also it's just going to sag a lot more. You want a
It's
pretty
easy just to throw it over the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, you want a pretty steep line for your crossbow line to work properly. Right, there's the inn on the top, there's the inn on the bottom. The party will split up. 2 people hanging down on the bottom, 4 people hanging out up top, right?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do a racer and helmet at the bottom.
Okay. And the other 4 of you up top. And the 2 of you will watch the Calpurnia estate, and the 2 others will watch the Dern estate.
I think
Yeah.
we'll swap one day because Percival's going to need to watch the other one because he's going to need to find the best place to climb.
Got it. Okay.
So one day we'll swap.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we should rotate actually.
I think the top should, but the bottom probably
Okay.
shouldn't because as Neil was saying, like going up and down is weird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's do some. We're here to learn a couple of things,
Let's gamify it.
right? We're here. Why don't we set out a list of our objectives? We want to know. What do we want to know?
Are we just talking about me and Pigeon here?
Like what do we want to learn all of the people from this? What do we
Does
want to
the
scout
wizard
out?
leave with her spellbook?
Yeah, we want to know the movements of the wizard.
How often is the harbor master bothered at night? Where does the harbor master go? How many people are there?
Does he ever
Yeah.
go anywhere other than his house? Like, does he have a separate storage or something somewhere?
Does Lady Calpurnia leave her estate? How many guards are there?
Yeah, the guards on the wall, the timings of the watch.
The knights. What the fuck are they doing? And who is the big knight? Does he have a magic item? Does he have a bag of holding?
What's
Can we
What's the process for changing the shift on the watchtowers?
Mm-hmm. Is there a watchtower guy who's lazier? Do we see any of the watchtower guys inside of the bar?
Yeah,
Fuck, we need to buy poisons, Nick. Bad.
we should have spoke to Sparky.
Yeah, we should have.
Because that's a
Sparky,
good
the
way
poison
to.
dwarf.
You poison someone before they go on
Yeah.
duty, kicks in while they're up there. That's clever.
Yeah,
That is clever,
We
yeah.
need poisons in the future.
Okay. I got a bunch of questions. Any more?
For
We
the
can always
other
add
estate, yeah, who's the other knight in that place? Do they live inside the keep? Are they currently living out of town?
Yeah,
Is
it'd be good
one
to
of
specifically, like, because there's multiple buildings, right? Like,
Yeah.
which characters live in which buildings?
who lives where? And then is anyone going on vacation? And is the town hyped for the new holiday?
Can we work out where the treasure is?
Yeah.
'Cause
Do
it
we
would be a
see any like gardeners or butlers or
Workmen.
servants that we can talk to who go in during the day and then come out?
They're both under construction, right? So there should be
Yeah, construction
be a
workers.
lot. There's probably like 7,000 dwarves going in and out.
Okay. This is great. So I'm going to split these up into groups of 3 and then let each different group, well, the harbor stuff should be done by the harbor.
I'm gonna roll freaking big today, Nick.
Nice.
I've
Yeah,
just
big
decided
rolls.
big
Oh,
rolls.
cool. I was wondering if you were going to decide to do the big
No, I
rolls
did
today, so I'm
today.
glad that you've decided to.
Today I've decided 18s, 19s,
Oh,
17.
you go in peach out mode.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
How long do we want to spend getting the lay of the
Oh, wait.
land? A week?
Well, wait, what's the date?
Today's the 15th of
Of
January.
Jan.
January?
Yeah.
We can't be here for a month, so we can't do our classic. I think a
No,
week.
Yeah, I think a week is good.
Let's
Okay.
do a week and see where we're at.
Great. And the first thing we want to do here is we want to pass ourselves off as like people who have reason to be here. So what's your reason for traveling to this place by
Oh.
land and then just hanging out? Oh my god, there's a dog.
Nice
Gem
dog,
merchants.
mate.
We're gonna sell gems and jewelries.
Yeah.
If you're selling gems and jewelries, how are you supposed to be keeping an eye out? Won't you have to just be opening a shop all day long?
Well, we can't just be passing through. Maybe we're gonna take a boat.
Hmm.
No.
Okay.
We're scoping out potential trade routes. Right? That's what we said last time, and I think that went down quite well. Like, we're coming here to see whether or not it's going to be worth operating here in the future.
Yeah, we're not selling yet, but we can if needed. So, like, if
Yeah.
a noble hears about it and they want to invite us in,
That's
fuck
fine.
it.
Yeah.
We'll come in, and we'll
Otherwise, we've heard that there's some nobles here, that there's some money here.
Yeah.
We're wondering whether this is going to be a good place to set up shop.
Specifically, we could go over to the D estate and sell them a bunch of stuff just on like the fuck it. Sell them
Yeah.
all of our shit, make money that way as well, and then we can go hit this one. So yeah, that's also an option. So
Okay.
we're here trying to set up potential routes and maybe sell.
Well, I think this is someone with high charisma's time to shine as you're talking in
Oh
the
my
bar and
gosh.
the first innkeeper shows up and is like, "What can I get for you?" "Oh, why are you here?" And you spin them this yarn. And they're just asking casually because you're unusual folks in this area. So give me your you just told me what it is that you tell them. So roll how well you do it.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah, we're from Stromheim. We've done some business in Stromheim.
Any
We've made a
bonuses
bit of
here?
a name for ourselves.
We can even show them the gems.
but there's a lot of competition in the city. You know, we're not the only gem merchants in the city, and there's some guys who've been doing that for decades. You know, you've got their dad's dad, their father's father's father was selling gems in Stromheim all them years ago. A lot of competition, but not many people selling gems out here in the sticks. You know, since what happened. But things are starting to get rebuilt, and we want to get in on the ground floor.
That's why I moved out here.
Well, yeah, you're a smart man, but I've only got enough resources to set up in one town, so we're doing, you know, we're going around, we're seeing kind of what the lay of the land is.
Makes perfect sense. Give me a charisma check.
It doesn't make perfect sense. That makes no sense at all.
Well, this guy probably just doesn't give a shit, you know?
Yeah.
But it makes sense to me. That's not a pass or a fail, right?
I think it's a pass because there's got to be at least a +1 in there for
There's gotta be,
reasonableness.
yeah.
'Cause
Agreed.
it's a reasonable story.
Agreed.
Yeah, so you give these lines about...
Don't forget, wait, Neil, I've got 3 on my reaction adjust, so he's already likes me, you know, because I'm a charismatic guy, so there might be a +1 in that.
Yeah. I mean, you tell him the story about these things. He's like, you know, that's why I came out here. And he pauses and he's like, but you know, I mean, look at this place. It's pretty rough and tumble. There's not a lot of call for gems out here. There ain't a lot of fancy people. You don't come out here if you're looking to wear pretty things. I don't mean to, you know, tell you not to do your business or how to do it, but gems in Pittsburgh?
A couple of things there. But it's not quick to set these things up, and once you get set up, it's not like it's you know, you're going to be doing it for 6 months, then you're packing up and going somewhere else. It's a long-term investment, so I'd be invested in the town as much as anything else. Might not be many people with them kind of pockets now, but you know, a year's time, couple of years' time, the town keeps doing well, builds up a good reputation. There's some honest merchants living here, working here. Never know what could happen, but I will say, I am a little bit disappointed. I was expecting a little bit more.
What do you mean?
Well, like you said, I don't know. It's probably because I spent my whole life in Stromheim. I don't really know what I expected, but this isn't exactly what I expected.
Give me another charisma check, please.
That's why we do the scouting, though, isn't it?
Oh my god.
God. He looks
just
at
thinks you're a shit businessman.
He looks at you. Well, I don't know what you were expecting, son, but maybe he pats you on the shoulder. Your first drink's on me. I think you're gonna find yourself a little
That's very kind of you, sir. I'll tell you what I
Yeah.
was expecting, though. I wasn't expecting to get the 5th degree from my innkeeper. My business is my own, good sir. I appreciate your interest, but do try and be polite.
just making small talk. We're just
Well,
real
that's fine.
friendly out here. Good to know people who stay in your place, who you invite into your property.
Well, yeah, just as long as it remains friendly. I've had enough of suspicions in the city, you know. I hoped life would be a bit friendlier out here in the sticks.
Are you kidding? We're way more suspicious out here. You ain't seen bandits like I seen bandits. You know, a couple days ago, big ass woman came through with their companions, all hanging out, having a good time, drinking. You know, paid a couple of gold up front, then started a tab, drank a whole bunch, ditched in the middle of the night, skipped out on their whole tab. You know, it was the gold up front that got me thinking, like, oh, sure, if it's gold, then of course you can create a tab. No.
Just to clarify a point, when you say big ass woman,
The big
are we
ass
talking
woman.
like she had a badonkadonk, or are we talking like no, she was like
No, she was like 6'4",
Oh.
scars on her face. Yeah, wearing a bunch of armor and shit.
oh, I think I saw her on the way down here.
Did you give her a loan? Don't give her a loan.
She was asking for a lift, actually. Needed a horse. I didn't trust her though, you know. She was trying to. Yeah, I can tell you where they were. You know, we were coming down the road to Tassel. We
Yeah.
left Cauldron. You know, we were going towards Tassel, and we turned off and walked towards the hill. That's where they were. They were on top of that hill up there. I
Used to
went
be a
up there
good
to try
camping
and
spot.
find the trees and the coast. And I think that they were gonna. I think they're bandits. You think they're bandits? I heard that
I don't
Tassel's
think
full
they're
of bandits.
honest folk. I don't know what they get up to, but I think they live in that gray zone, you know?
I agree. To get back to our original conversation, I know that you said that people aren't so trustworthy out here, but I tell you what is always trustworthy. That's silver. So I would like rooms for me and 3 of my friends. You got 4 rooms. Probably
Yes,
stay
sir,
for
we
around a
do.
week. Can manage that, and food and drink, I assume, is part of the.
Our
Absolutely.
horses too.
Oh yeah, we got some horses too.
Done. And take care of all
good.
of them.
Thanks very much, sir. I'm sorry about the snarky attitude. You know, I wasn't expecting the 3rd degree from the innkeeper, but I appreciate you just doing your due diligence.
You got to be careful. These are dangerous times. There's all sorts of folks around that are trying to get the better of you. You'd be best to not flash your gems about too much. This is a nice place and all, but as I said,
well,
dangerous
don't-
times.
Don't worry, Stromheim. It's not the kind of place you want to flash your gems either, so that
All
goes
right.
without saying for us. All right, thanks very much. I look at him. He's not telling anyone about my gems. Like, he didn't come across as like duplicitous himself, did he? As a not honest man.
That was definitely not the impression, but why don't you give me another charisma check?
3rd time's a charm.
Oh
Nope.
my god. You know, he seems like
old story.
a straightforward person.
Yep.
Yep.
You're getting them out of the way now.
All
Oh,
right.
sure. Yeah, I've been getting them out of the way for the last 10 years. One of these days, I'm going to log on and only roll 20s.
So now we get to spend. Now we've established our cover up here. There's a reason everyone can sort of fall in line. You're looking around to inspect the area to see if it's worth setting up shop. It gives you
Great
reason
cover
to
job.
lay about.
It does, yeah. The guys down by the harbor might need a different story.
They're going to come up
Racer
with their
will figure it
own
out.
story. It's a racer down there, as you said. So
Yeah, he's fine.
he's got a good story, but he's waiting for his lucky boat, and he's going to know when he sees it because the paint's going to be all right. And I'm going to stay in this inn until the lucky boat comes along, and then it'll take me out. I can't tell you where I'm going, but my riches await me. It's a, you know how the elves aren't here anymore? I've already said too much, but the lucky boat, I'll know it when I just, and he just keeps drinking, and, you know, they take him for a fool.
Wise.
Um,
That is smart. That's smarter than trying to come up with like a logical story. Like
everyone,
us.
Just be a psycho. No one wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask for a couple of things because we're looking around town. We're trying to keep a low cover. We're walking through the place. We want to keep our eye out for the wizard, but we don't want to be like, you know, camped out stalking something
No.
because people are around all the time. And you're not going to be able to necessarily, you'll be hoping to catch the wizard at some point. And you want to be able to catch Calpurnia. The guards on the walls. All right. So first off, this is a freebie since you're here for a week and you've got, you know, decent perception. The guards on the walls. These little palisade walls that go around the forts that are under construction don't actually appear to have walkways on them. It looks like there is a singular walkway over their gates, but not around the whole wall itself.
Which side is the gate on?
Yeah, I'm about to draw that for you. The gate faces in right now on both of these.
And these are like, what kind of gates? They're not portcullises, they're just big.
They're
Double
just like
doors.
palisade walls that have hinges on them, essentially.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they just kind of swing open, and then there's a little path that winds down the hill.
No moat.
No moat.
And assuming a bar that goes over the gate on the inside.
Yeah, at some point you'll be able to see the gates open and some people come through, and it's clear that there's you can see the
Guard.
the lock that would hold the bar.
Cool, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the spots? There's no walkways? Sorry, you mentioned earlier that there might be like watching spots on the palisade, or are they literally the only way to be on the wall is above the gate?
The only place you've seen people is above the gate. Now they might have built some other things around, but like no one's doing patrols along the walls. Maybe they have like one in each corner that you can climb up if you need to.
So a thing I would like to know, which is only becoming apparent now, if I'm approaching the fort from this side, yeah, are the buildings inside the fort blocking the view from the men on the gate?
The walls are larger than the buildings inside.
Can't be by that much. You said 2-story buildings though, and these walls are what, 20 feet? Can't be that much different.
Yeah. The height of the building comes up to about the height of the wall. They're about equal-ish.
So yeah, so not a perfect view then. You'd quickly fall back out of view as soon as you got over the other side of the wall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The courtyards are not all. They're not super densely packed, but they're also not super lightly packed. And when you can catch little glimpses inside, you will notice. Could you give me a perception check? Yeah. You'll notice that it's a big workspace. There's a lot of earth being shoveled and a lot of lumber being moved. It looks like they're in the middle of digging some sort of basement in the Calpurnia estate. The Thorn estate is in the middle of building a basement or a dungeon or some sort of lower level.
Yeah. So are all the buildings kind of around the outside? Because I assume they're building the keep in the middle.
No, there is with a roll the 34. Yeah, you can see that there's probably like a 10 to 15 foot gap between the wall and any given building. So that way it's easy to move around the perimeter.
And how many buildings are there?
We're going to save that for maybe a charisma check to talk to one of the builders in a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, let's just go to there because, as you had mentioned, there's a lot of laborers. They're working in these places all day. They're working in these places all the fucking time. And where do these workers like to do after work? Well, they like to go to the local bar. And there's a bunch of taverns around here. And so you can find one of the worker taverns and get in and go hang out or listen from the outside.
Okay, so these builders are a key source of information for us. I would like to engender a good relationship with them over the week that we're in here. And at some point, I would like to ask them about like the wizard, but not on day 1, not even on day 2 or 3. But assuming that they're in here every night, I'm going to try and make an excuse to get chatting to them on the first night.
Are they working 24/7?
No, they work by daylight.
Buy them a couple of rounds. Speak to them again the next day. By day 4, day 5, they're feeling comfortable. We're close to them.
You're going to need to sell me that same lie that you told the other bartender, though. You want to sell the workers why you're here because it's going to come up. And you can give the same story if you want, or you can give a different story.
No, I give the same story that we're potential merchants. I don't say gem merchants necessarily.
Give me another.
Come on, Nick.
Charisma check.
This is going to be easy, this one. 22.
Okay.
Look at that. Flying colors.
I'll take it.
All right. They seem to buy it. Oh, nearby traveling merchants want to set up shop. Seems fine.
Yeah, but I've been talking shop all day, guys. To be honest, I'm looking to unwind. You seem like salt of the earth kind of folk. You mind if we sit with you for a bit?
You know why they call us the salt of the earth? He says, kicking out a chair so you can sit. It's because we work in the earth and the salt on our brow. That's why.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
You're must be hard work building a keep out there, are you?
Yep. Thorn family, newlywed, here to make their homes, took all their money, spent it all on laborers and construction supplies.
Yeah, well, good for them.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. I hope they're happy. Cheers to
they're employing me. Cheer to the Thorn family. Good old
Thorn
blokes.
family.
Making things happen.
What's his new wife like?
Calpurnia?
Oh, I think I've heard that name.
Well,
She from
you
Strongman?
know how you spend too long looking at a noble lady, you might get a knight coming over to stare you down. And we know this because we've been spending a little time staring at the noble lady, if you know what I mean.
I can imagine, yeah.
Lady Calpurnia, she is something to behold.
Blessed by cheese.
Well, maybe it's just that we don't see a lot of women out here. You know, maybe
I was
there's plenty
gonna
of
say
women, but
something.
you know,
There's not that many though. Are they all women over there?
No, those are all mostly men. Those 4 are women.
Well, yeah, he could have fooled me.
Yeah, well, it's hard work out here. Maybe the grooming standards aren't what you expect. Now there are some there's a fine establishment that's full of ladies down the road.
Say no more, my friend. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah.
Well, a man has to pass the time somehow.
Okay.
Life is lonely on the road.
So this is good. You
Yeah.
are getting to know these people. You're getting
So
you're chatting about stuff.
But I'm making it clear that I'm not pushing the envelope. I'm trying to get like details yet. I'm just building up this rapport over days.
Love it. Okay.
And I'm making out that like I'm doing work stuff all day. So I'll answer questions about what I do, but genuinely I'm just trying to shoot the shit in the evenings. You know, we're not trying to talk shop.
They want to know what sort of business you're in, though. You make
That's
friends
fine,
with someone. You
yeah.
chat about, what you're selling.
Of course, yeah.
What are you selling?
I look a little bit. Are we at a table with like there's like a bunch of people here?
Yeah, there's maybe 8 people, including Pigeon, at the table.
I lower my voice and I say, jewelry, gems.
To muckrakers. You're selling jewelry to people who work in a bog.
You need to think bigger, boys. This is a major port now for Drakus. Give it a year or two, there's gonna be rich people coming through this town. You wait and see.
What? What sort of imperialist are you?
I misspoke. I mean Aradon.
Uh-huh.
This is a big port in Aradon now. There's gonna be people coming in and out here. But as I've said to a few people, to be honest, I was expecting a bit more. It is a bit more rundown than one was expecting. But must maintain hope. Next after this will be Misty Rapids. Perhaps I'll find more luck there.
Ooh. Worked on a keep over there in Misty Rapids maybe last year. Sorry to say, that is a shithole.
Ah, well, after Misty Rapids, it'll be Thornwood, so you never know. Maybe I'll end up there.
My brother was is actually currently working in the keep in Thornwood, working on rebuilding it, repurposing it, fixing up those walls. He's a mason. I'm a lumberjack.
You craftsmen making out like bandits after these demon invasion, aren't you?
As long as there's enough peasants to feed me. Yeah.
Nick, we need to start a union.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't know better, I'd say maybe it was all the bloody lumberjacks and woodworkers that summoned the demons in the first place.
What can I say? It's a good time to be alive. Things are going well. The world is looking forward.
Quick question to cut
one last thing though, sorry. Actually though, now that you say it, this fella once, I was in a tavern in Stromheim, this drunk guy, he came in, he was talking to me, he claimed to know a little bit about the demons, saying that they started in Shirebrook, which I've heard as well. That is true, that's where they first came from. He said it was a bunch of dwarves, miners, digging too deep in the stone that found the demons. And
I think I've heard this story before. The dwarves that dug so deep that they opened a gateway to hell and outpoured demons.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So in a way, it was a craftsman, if you'd include miners and that.
Well,
more of a dwarf thing, though. I suspect.
You can't all be winners, right? Every box of apples, barrel of apples has a bat. There's a phrase for this, I'm sure.
Yes, and I'm sure 3 pints ago you'd have been able to recall it.
What do you mean? I can still swing an axe.
Okay, we can cut to Pigeon's question.
Is there anybody else that works in the keep that we've seen in the bar?
This one in particular. It's just the lower class working men in here.
Okay.
There's some other taverns in town that we can check out. I do want to. You wanted to get some general information that you were going to do over a period of weeks or a week here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to assume that everything goes well. I'll ask you for one more charisma check when they ask you about your job one more time.
Yes.
Oh
Fuck
my
me.
god.
What the fuck?
Okay. Cool. And what information did you want from these people?
I want to build up to asking about the wizard.
Right. So you've been
So
here for
I would
4
like
days,
to
5
know.
days. Yeah.
What's the deal with the wizard? I'll probably find out that they're Calpurnia's friend, and then they came with her. And I'll be like, do you see her a lot? Is she hanging around the keep? You ever seen her cast any spells? Or is
Like
she
Seinfeld.
sleeping there?
You see
What's
her
the
every
deal with
day.
wizards?
Yeah.
What does she do?
She's Calpurnia's right hand. Well, Calpurnia
Oh.
and her husband, Lord Thorn. Lord and Lady
Alright, so
Thorn's
she-
right hand, go-to person, head of everything, essentially.
So she's like living in there with them?
Well, I hear she ain't just living with him. I hear she's sleeping with him too. I don't know if it's true. Other people say it's a bunch of baloney, that I'm just imagining things that I want to see, that I'm pretending the world is as best as it could be. But there ain't a lot of homes in that area, and she's certainly staying with the Thorns. Yeah, they got a
Maybe-
little shack in there.
Well, I'm sure the Lord Thorn's having a tremendous time.
I mean, I sure think he's thorny.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'd be pretty pleased with myself. You said that Calpurnia's a babe, right?
Thorn, because the thorn
Oh,
is
I see.
yeah, it's okay.
What is she like, the wizard? I never met a wizard before. She, nice.
DM has to open his personality randomizer. She's pretty bland, to be honest. Real straightforward, real straight shooter, practical sort of woman. She'd make a great boss. She'd make a great, fellow soldier in arms, but she's not a particularly interesting or charming person. She's pretty focused on whatever it is that's going on. And she shews a lot of the normal social niceties. Like Calpurnia and Lord Thorn, they're Lady Calpurnia, my apologies, and Lord Thorn, they keep themselves looking good. They try to preserve the traditions of the city. The wizard, no, not even slightly. She's gone full Pittsburg.
Oh, so it's probably not a sex thing then.
I mean,
Maybe
kind
they're
of looks
just
over
like
the
real-
table of women. I mean, personally, if you're asking about the hottest woman around, if she could cut me in half with an axe.
What, hair over there?
I'm just saying, you underneath it all, you want someone who just gets right to the point. Someone who knows what needs to be done and then does that thing extremely well. None of this extra flowery bullshit. You ask me.
Oh. You're saying that that's the wizard, maybe.
Yeah. And I'm just saying that some of us prefer our women really, really practical and straight to the point. And
I tell you what, these
without a lot of
nobles-
bows that you got to figure out how to untie.
They get up to all sorts of weird shit, don't they? They've got perverse tastes. So is this like this wizard? She lives in the marital home with them? Because
Well, I ain't go inside the building myself. It's a 2-story building. There might be a couple of rooms. Maybe they just live in the same building because there's not a lot of buildings in the area and they're just rooming together. I like to imagine,
Yeah. Okay, so maybe there's just more than one room in that, but they're in the same house. Well, I guess, there's
her name's
North is queer
Cora,
as
by the
folk.
way.
Aura. Okay.
Yeah. Arc. Cora. Delwyn.
She's a noble. Have I heard of her?
yeah.
I mean, she's from Stromheim, I assume.
Give me a local history check.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Stelwyn
That's-
must be a small family.
You're at.
They're
This is
Don't make this
embarrassing.
5, 2, 5, 7, 5, 3. Wow.
This is incredible. These rolls.
Yep.
I'm kind of the mind to. I think we actually should. I'm thinking we either kill the wizard, and take her spellbook, or we take the wizard and her spellbook. I don't know. Do we want a fucking evoker wizard running around this fucking area in 7 levels?
No, which is why I think we should ransom the spellbook back to her. Because then she's no reason to come after us. It sounds like, though, that the building that will have the spellbook will probably be the same building that will have the treasure as well.
Yeah. I think we should kill the wizard, personally.
Pigeon, can you make me a perception check at -8? Yes, yes, you can.
27.
At some point, this wizard will be out and about, walking through town. And it's kind of hard to tell what someone is carrying on them if they have a bag. And this wizard does have a bag that she carries with her, like a small satchel that she carries over her, like across her shoulders.
Does it look pretty packed in that satchel?
It does look kind of packed in that satchel, but with your really high check, what you notice is that what's in there is actually soft. There's not a firm, hard book-looking object. It's probably fabric or small bags of something else. It's sort of a squishiness to the bag, not a solidness to the bag, the way it bounces against her hip as she walks.
Where does she go?
She is walking with Calpurnia to Lord Dern's castle at this time that you see them.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'll watch, and then they'll walk back home together.
You'll watch, but then like you end up hanging out for a while in one spot, and it gets like a little bit awkward
Weird.
to keep standing around,
Okay.
and you have to take off.
I really think that I really don't think we should let this wizard chill in existence around us. I'm really of the opinion that we need to kill this wizard and take her spellbook, because she's gonna be a fucking problem.
I just think killing someone is asking for retaliation more than not killing them.
Well, the goal would be not to know who did it.
Yeah.
When you, just to be clear here, when you say it's going to be a problem, are you saying it's going to be a problem for like all of society, or it's going to be a problem when you want to commit future crime in the area?
I think it's going to be a problem when we want to commit future crime in the area. We're always going to have to worry about where this fucking bitch is, and if she's going to absolutely donk us with her wizard spells.
Well, we
And
can't
I
just
think
be
it'll be
killing
bad.
every wizard that exists.
No, but you can kill the evoker wizard. If it would, hear me out. If it was a wizard who was specialized in protection magic, absolutely not would I be this feral to get rid of him. But a wizard specifically who is specialized in destruction magic that is going to kill people, I think this wizard's got to go.
I don't like killing cool NPCs unnecessarily. I think stealing the spellbook and ransoming it back is quite a fun
I
thing
don't
to
think
do.
you can ransom a spellbook back to a wizard who is an evoker.
Why?
Why would you just not kill these fucking losers?
It's not that easy. You're a level 3 wizard. You need like 4 spells.
Ransoming a spellbook back to a wizard just seems like a... Do you think Malachi would let that go?
No.
Okay, then. In 5 levels, she's going to be like, you know those guys? Let me go fucking get back at them.
She's a level 5. I mean, I don't even think this wizard can kill one of them. Like, how much HP have you got?
30... I'm not saying she can kill us now.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the future. And if this is going to be a long-form campaign, because I think it could be, especially with how Steel Team 6 is going, this person could become a major problem.
Yeah, but that could be fun though. They're coming back. I'm not against it if everyone else thinks it's a good idea, but I suspect that everyone else would probably not want to kill the wizard.
I think I'm gonna make my case. I really think we should kill this wizard. This one specifically. Others, I agree. They're cool NPCs. Again, we don't know anything about her. She's just an evoker wizard who I'm afraid of that is gonna torpedo us one day.
If we can catch her outside the town, outside the keep, maybe kill her, or I don't know. It just feels a bit fine. I'll just kill everyone all the time.
We're not killing everyone all the time.
This is a cool MP. This is a wizard. Like, we don't
You
know
know-
any wizards.
We do know wizards. We know Malchus. We know there's
Yeah.
a wizards across the bay. Why would you want an evoker wizard running around our area? Specifically. A wizard only spec'd in killing and destruction.
Why
How
not?
would she benefit us?
Yeah, there's plenty of people that don't benefit us. It's not justification to kill them.
She's got to go. It's Calpurnia's wizard. She's a bad lady. I'll make this case later to the whole crew.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You make the case.
Mm-hmm.
We need to gather all our information and then come
Yeah.
back and form a plan.
So here's some other information for you. You do see Calpurnia going off to the Dern estate later, the Dern castle, and you saw the wizard with her at that time. You do see her go around a few other times this week. And I'm going to need from one person, just the one person who wants to follow, because it's much harder to follow with two people. Can I get a hide and a move silently? Actually, just a hide check, please.
you
And
do
the
it.
hide
You
check
do it, Mitch.
should be at +6.
Okay.
That's a
Go ahead.
24. Yep, not a problem. You can follow her around. She will, when she travels, there's other nobles in the area, smaller noble houses that aren't building castles and probably don't have as much of an investment in the area. And she does visit with these other nobles and like hangs out with them and will stay up with them partying and hanging out, and then sleeps in at home, and then it's maybe some sort of business going on, but also just sort of like the easy life of being a noble. So she does socialize in town with the other noble
Calpurnia,
families.
correct?
Calpurnia, yeah.
And I don't see the wizard leave again?
No, you don't. When she travels, she always takes a bodyguard with her, and you're not quite certain which one is like the better, like the
Guy.
scary knight.
Or
Yeah,
gal.
yeah. So
Okay.
Calpurnia does leave basically every day to do something in town, and so does her husband. They're busy. They lead busy lives. You'll also notice. Can I get? I don't think this is perception. I think this is maybe a wisdom check. One of you two, whoever is
Go ahead,
getting up
Nick.
early in the morning to do like
That's
you know,
me.
see what's happening in the early AM.
I'm always up. First thing. Best roll yet.
Christ on a crutch, Nicholas.
That's an 8. You can't. Listen, in my situation, you can't turn your nose up at an 8.
You know, you're supposed to be getting up early to see what happens in the early morning, and you have a couple of too late nights with the local diggers and wall makers because they're fun blokes, all right?
They're good guys, yeah.
And it's
They're
good
guys.
information you're getting there, and so you miss your AM appointments. One day that you do manage to do this, which is the first day, the first morning in town, you notice that there are a pair of knights that like ride out into the woods nearby,
It's
and then you
interesting.
lose sight of them, and you don't know if this is like they're sending a message somewhere, or if they are doing a specific patrol, or what exactly is going on. But the one morning you do get up, there are a pair of knights who ride out of the Thorn Estate.
Okay.
In talking to the laborers, give me another charisma check. I got another tidbit here for you that might be useful.
This is the one.
There you
Oh,
go.
baby.
They're always keeping
Let's see.
2 knights in the keeps. Whatever's going on, there's at least 2 knights in the keep at all times.
The keep being the building that Calpurnia and the wizard sleep in.
Yeah.
Can I
well,
identify
this
which building
walled
that is
area.
as well?
Just the
This-
whole area.
This entire
Oh, okay.
walled zone, yeah.
Okay. All right, so only 2.
There's at least 2. There's never less than 2, is what he's telling you.
Do they
Can
know who the
I-
head knight is?
Yeah, there is Kel Bronson and Kel Bullock.
Can I find out which building is Calpurnia's?
That's an awkward thing to try and nail down specifically. Let's just do one more charisma check. you try to bring it up, but it becomes difficult to get it in without being too specifically prying.
You can never just play a good character, you know?
I'm so sorry. You're getting the worst rolls I've ever seen.
This doesn't even make the top 10.
So we figured out this. We figured out this. Figured out this. Figured out this. The wizard doesn't leave often. Treasure location. It's a little bit of a hard thing to pull, but it's not impossible. I would like one of the two of you to make me an intelligence check. Actually, both of you to make me an intelligence check.
This is my time
Go
to
ahead,
shine.
Nick. This is your time. Yes.
Oh.
When you hit it, I hit it, I guess.
All right.
I want to tell a little anecdote here about why my luck is bad, though, okay? I used to play a lot of Warhammer when I was a kid. And I would play vampire counts, and my friend would play dwarves. And this one time when we were making our models, I made like a little modified skeleton, and I gave him a little fiery rod that was from a wizard character. And I was treating this model as a white, which was kind of like a hero unit. And I'd spent like maybe 90 points on this white, and he had a little flaming rod. And the rod would let you, once per battle, fire like a little small fireball into a unit. And if someone in that unit died, there was a chance that unit would like retreat, like fall back for a turn. And my friend plays dwarves, and dwarves have high morale. And he had this one unit of things called Iron Breakers, and they're like their top tier, like infantry unit. And he put his dwarf lord in the unit of the Iron Breakers as well. And it was the first turn of the game, or the second turn. And he'd set as the goal, the vampire counts that I played, everything was in combat, so the dwarves would like set up as far back to the edge of the board as possible to maximize as much like range shooting as they could get, you know, before you got your melee units in range. And I had my little skeleton guy fire his fireball at the unit of Iron Breakers, and I got so lucky and killed one of the Iron Breakers that he then had to make the morale check, which failed. And then he ran back far enough that the whole unit of his Iron Breakers and his lord retreated off the battle in like the second turn, and that was literally like, I don't know, like 30 or 40% of his entire army. So I think I've pretty much been
You've
paying
been
back
coasting since then.
since then, yeah, because that was a highlight.
All right. The knights live in the keep as well, and their horses live in the keep as well, as do some people who work for them. Like there's a stable boy and a groom in there and some other stuff.
Okay, so there's some people who could get us in if we needed.
Yeah.
Do our builders live there, or are they staying in the inn?
No, the builders live in a camp. Some of them live in temporary or semi-permanent buildings.
Do they
and they're
bring
here.
things in? Like they bring stuff in, right?
Oh yeah, there's tons of supplies coming in from the nearby forest, and there's dirt being hauled out all the time that's being like piled up somewhere else for
Hear me
some
out,
other
Nick.
purpose.
Are you ready? It's going to require you to make more charisma checks, which I think you can do because you've gotten all the bad rolls out of the way. But
Surely, yeah, surely.
we get a few of them to get in on our plan. They'll bring us in, right? Maybe we don't even need them to do that, but we just need them to haul things away, and we could put the chests inside of the stuff that they're going to haul away. And
That's
then
risky though, because then they've got all of the spoils.
Sure, but what if that? Yeah, but they need us. I guess we could even just put it in there without them even knowing, right? And then we can follow them to where they haul the shit and throw it away.
And then go and collect it.
And
That
then
would
go
be
and collect
cool.
it.
What is the shit that they're disposing of? Just like dirt.
Most of
And
it is
rocks,
earth.
too.
Sometimes it's rocks. Yeah.
I'm going to say rocks now because they're actually digging down and they're currently making maybe the dungeon,
But how do you
something like
hide?
that.
How do you hide coin inside rocks and dirt? Well, that being obvious.
You would do it in the cases that they come in.
So you're saying they're taking away the dirt in cases, Nil? Is that what you said?
No.
They're
I'm
just
saying
piling it
the,
in
the,
a wagon.
the coins in cases. We
Yeah.
would throw them over. We'd put like a pittance amount of dirt over it, and then they would take it away.
They probably take all the stuff away at the end of the night, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be there. We'd be there that evening. What do we do with all the?
Maybe we tell one of them to leave it half done.
Yeah.
We pay him just to leave some extra work, leave it half done, blah blah blah. We want to get to the place. And then that night when we go in, we take all of the silver, we put it into that. We have shovels, so we just cover it a little bit. And then the next day, they'll go to work. No one really checks the treasury every day. Even if they do, we could just put them in the bags, then throw it in there, and then fill the chests up with like rocks, and then close them and lock them. That way we get the shit out.
I do like the idea. I do think that's a cool idea. I think we might need to think through the logistics a little bit. Because
You need someone on the inside.
We need like one guy who we could definitely trust and who could keep it secret for like say, fuck it, we'll take this tomorrow first thing.
Well, hear this.
Like we'll leave it here tonight.
You're sitting at the table, right? Is there someone that they're all like picking on that they're maybe like who isn't like a great worker, that they are like talking about like firing, etc.?
Every social group has the butt.
No, but I think we'd be better off siding with the foreman or the boss.
Well, no, because they're gonna lose the job. The job's over. They're not gonna have the money to pay them. So what I'm thinking is, you go to the person who's kind of shitty and like, hey, they're gonna fire you. They're saying all of this shit. How about we offer you a 6 of the haul?
But why not just get the boss to do it? I mean, because he's got the authority to stop the others seeing what's happening. Because I'm imagining it, right? Like they dig out dirt all day, and then the last thing they do is they get rid of all the dirt. Yeah, right. So
they'll haul out dirt over the course of the day. It's not like there are going to be wagon loads of dirt moving as they fill up. Yeah,
but they're unlikely to leave like half a wagon full of dirt overnight. So we would have to say to them, like, listen, can you just make an excuse to leave a half full wagon of dirt overnight? We'll go in there, we'll steal the silver, we'll put it on top of the dirt, we'll top it up with some dirt on top, and then you, first thing in the morning, move that wagon out. And it has to be the boss, because he's the one with the authority to get it past the guards without being checked and make sure that, like, if it's like the dumb guy that nobody trusts, the boss might interfere with the plan or say, no, don't take that now, or don't leave that overnight. You go and do that now.
I just don't think the boss is going to put all of his men at risk of losing their job, right?
But they're still going to want to build a key. We're not going to get all that money, are we?
That's true, I guess. Maybe not. Yeah. I mean...
But I also think having someone on the other side of the wall and just throwing it over the wall is actually safer and maybe even easier.
But I think hauling it out will get us all of the stuff. Whereas I think if we're just gonna throw it, we're gonna get like 1 or 2 chests full.
It's also a 20-foot wall.
Yeah.
How much weight can you actually throw reliably over a 20-foot wall?
How about you feel it out? See how scrupulous the boss is. Let's go that route first. And if that route's not looking like it's working, then we can talk about the shitty worker.
Well, I assuming that the boss is the main guy that I'm talking to, Neil. Was that correct?
No, he's one of the local laborers, one of the dudes.
Yeah, but is his boss not in the group here? I'm not talking about like the big boss, but just like, the guy who's in charge of the team.
The foreman.
We're talking about the people who are working on this keep.
Yeah.
The foreman is not part of this conversation. No.
Is he in the pub? Okay, well, maybe we suck him out. I've not spoken to him.
Let me roll a die here. No, the foreman, he's got a little bit too much authority. He doesn't, he doesn't hang out with the lower ranks.
Then maybe we go a lower rank. Shitty guy is going to do a shitty job. It's probably not weird, because they're not hauling everything at the end of the day, right? Stuff gets hauled all the time. It's probably not weird to leave a thing half full of dirt.
Just like, we're going to get seen, right? Like, it's going to take a while to dump all that silver into the dirt and top it up with other dirt.
Let's hear about what happens in the harbor. Maybe that'll shake something loose in your own brain. Down here, after a week, you get a report back from the folks that have been down here that there's a bunch of buildings on this dock. There's an inn, there's, some other little shelters, some fishermen things, a salting station, that sort of stuff. But there are 3 caves, man-made caves, that go into the earthen wall. One owned by the Thorn family, one owned by the Dern family, and one owned by the harbor master. There's some other ones that are like, that are here as well, that are used by smaller companies and smaller businesses. These are old caves that have been here a while. And all of the Thorn family stuff, all of their trade and all the trade of their protected people get put into their little cave. And same here and same here. Because this is like inputs from the town that come down and go here to hold, and then outputs come out, to go to ships. And it's just a nice little storage space, and then locked. The Thorn family cave is sealed with a nice solid iron door that's locked with 2 keys, one by the knight who mans it during the day, and the other key is from the harbor master. Same thing with the Dern family. They have a large door, a key that their knight has, and a key that the harbor master has that opens this. So you need 2 keys to get into these doors. The harbor master has or you could lockpick. The harbor master has a door with 3 locks on it. They have 1 key, and a Thorn Knight and a Dern Knight have the other key. And that way, the harbor kind of requires everyone to work together. You would assume you would probably need a backup somewhere. Like if the Dern Knight loses his key, you don't want it to be locked out of your treasury. Maybe you've got a backup somewhere, or if he, doesn't show up, you can be able to go get your backup key and open it up. So there's probably some backups, but that's how these operate down here. It looks like the harbor master's little cave contains all of the docking fees, all of the initial transactions go through the harbor master so they can keep track of everything. And then they keep a list of all the documents, all the people, all the coming and going of all the ships, all the logs, and that's all trapped up in their little thing. And then once a week, it appears on Wednesday, there's sort of a accounting of all the books as all the trade happens. And then on Wednesday, you go through and you're like, okay, the money that we've brought in, we're just going to separate, and you're going to get your part, you're going to get your part, and the harbor master's going to keep their part. So weekly allotments of all of the shipping goods on Wednesdays.
So Tuesday night is the time to do it then. That's when the numbers will be biggest.
Yeah.
Going back to the wall, these guys are diggers, right? One thing we could ask them to do, maybe.
Tunnel?
Well, not a tunnel so much as just a very, very small gap under the wall that we could use to pass bags of silver under the wall.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but how are you going to tell one of these people to breach the security at this place?
Oh, well, by giving them money.
But isn't that wouldn't they also possibly be incentivized to just turn you in?
Potentially,
at this point,
depends how much money you're giving them, doesn't it?
Right. But you are putting all of your plan into the hands of an NPC who, if they decide not to work with you, would immediately bring down the full storm upon you.
I agree. We could dig our own hole. We keep one person left on the other side of the wall. I'm imagining there's 6 of us, right? Percival climbs up with the rope. One, say, helmet stays on the outside of the wall and digs the hole. The rest of us go in. We do the thievery. We come out and pass the silver through the other side through the hole under the wall to helmet on the other side. And then Percival's still up on the wall or climbs back up the wall to get us back over.
A palisade wall is made by standing logs down into the ground and burying them up. You might have to dig 6 feet down to get underneath the wall, or 4 feet.
How about we go? Here's my idea. Let's do the harbor stuff, and let's come back and do this. But let's start cementing some relationships here, to where maybe one of these builders can build us a secret way in somehow, or give us some advantage in the future, and we can come back in a few months and actually hit the Calpurnia estate.
I think asking them to build a secret way in is too much, and we'll be leaving them with too much time to. I think Neil's right that maybe we should just. There's 6 of us. Do we really need someone else?
No, I agree, but I'm also more interested in the harbor master at this point. Honestly, I think maybe we go in, we get the spell book, we get out, and then we get the harbor master stuff, and that's it.
How do we get the spell book then?
I mean, we broke into a keep, just you and I. I think it's less of.
It's finding it though, isn't it? The spell book.
Yeah, it's which room is hers, and that's the big gamble of. Well, we're sneaking through. There's 2 knights in here at least.
We could, kidnap the wizard while she's about town.
She
And then
doesn't really go about town often.
Yeah, but she does go about town. Hold her up in our room, tied up, with something stuffed in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And we could get her to tell us where Calpurnia keeps the money, where her maybe not ask her directly where the spellbook is, because she's probably not going to tell us that, but where do you keep your things? Inside the keep kind of thing, and that she's not going to be there on the night.
The wizard is not going to go unnoticed. If she's not there, it's going to be like you have 30 minutes until the town's looking for her. It's going to be odd.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I mean, wizards
I've
do
been
their own
watching
thing
her, and
sometimes.
she's only left her keep one time.
Yeah.
With Calpurnia, specifically. So I just don't think that's really a way to go. We have 6 people. What if we trust them to do 2 jobs?
What do you mean?
I don't want to split the party. I think 6 is actually too many for this job.
Yeah.
The racer will let you know that you can always use a lookout. You know, not everyone needs to break in. Sometimes people just need to keep an eye out. Need to deal with one of those towers.
Lookouts. Yeah, yeah.
Need to be able to
multiple
create a
lookouts.
distraction if things go sideways, you know?
Well, do you have any ideas, Eraser?
I want to hit the harbor master, but I also want to get the spell book. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I think we need to kill this wizard.
What?
Well, hear me out. She's an evoker, apparently, and all she specializes in magic that's going to kill us and kill people. It'll be a
So?
service to us if we ever come back down here and do another job that we don't have to fucking run into this lady.
Let me get this right. You're saying that the wizard is so dangerous that we need to get rid of her. Doesn't that also mean she's so dangerous she could kill us?
Well,
That's like saying there's a dragon on that mountain, so we got to go kill the dragon before it attacks the towns?
well, you want to kill the dragon if you can sneak up on it. You don't want the dragon to come to you.
Or we just leave the dragon alone? Why are you seeking out the most powerful thing in the area and trying to kill it? I'm not criticizing you, Pigeon. I'm just curious. Why are you do you have a death wish? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah,
Do-
I mean, fuck it. Let's just let Calpurnia steal our shit. Let's go do the harbor master.
You think she's gonna come chase us down back in Stromheim? They won't know who we are. We'll be out of town. They'll have no way of finding us.
I think it's bad to go touch Calpurnia. I don't think it makes sense. I think we should just do the harbor master and leave everyone alone.
I've been looking down at the harbor. They lock everything up, and the people who run the storage rooms leave every night. They head back up to the city, and then they come back down in the morning. So those places are locked up tighter than a nun's ass overnight. Now
I
you're
can
a
open
good.
anything.
Pigeon
Well-
can open any lock.
Maybe, Pigeon, you can go and at least get like an estimate of what all the locks are like. If we can create a good distraction, we can, make a scene or, throw a big party. Maybe we spend, 50 gold, throw a big party at the tavern down there. You go and sneak around, see what the locks are like. Don't open them yet. They might be trapped. Get the lay of the land. What do you think?
I mean, I can't see what all the locks are like if I can't open them, right?
Oh, I thought you could at least figure out how long it would take you to open them.
There's like 3 locks on the inside, they were saying, right?
There's 3 locks on
In total.
this door, and then 2 on these other doors.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I mean, I could probably figure it out.
I think the thing is, if we go the harbor master, that is going to be the easiest and safest option, but it's probably also going to be the lowest reward.
Well, I mean, I think the Calpurnia one is a death wish.
Yeah, it very much might be, but
Well, what about
We're
the
gonna
other
go
family
to-
then? The Derns. Forget Calpurnia. There's no wizard over at the Dern estate.
I'm not worried about the wizard. I'm worried about the knights.
Mm.
Yeah.
The wizard, I'm not
Yeah.
worried about at all.
so if we just hit the harbor master, we see what we get. Maybe we get enough, we go home. Probably we got to head over to Shirebrook, but we don't have the information from Bob Brown for Shirebrook yet. So
I mean,
Helmet
I
speaks
think
up.
we
What
have
if we
to-
start a fire in town? It'll distract all the knights.
we thought about this last time, but it's causing that's a lot of.
I mean, I think that's a good idea. I think we should do that.
Burn down the town, says Sierra. There's regular people here.
Yeah, that's barbaric.
You know, I think we need to talk about our spending. I think we're spending too much money, actually. And that no amount of robbing can fix this.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm just gonna go live a normal life and just, just pinch my pennies and wave my hand before I cross the street and bow to my lords and say, yes, please, no, sir.
Well, you're gonna feel like a real fucking idiot when you don't have any money.
I don't know about you, but I chose this life. Maybe this life chose you, and maybe you would be better on the straight and narrow, making a savings, investing in the stock market, whatever that is. I'm here to live fast, die young, and leave a beautiful corpse behind. And these people are rich.
Fuck yeah.
And we can take it.
Yeah.
All right, Pigeon is giving up looking, so you guys just make the decision. I don't care at this point. I'm cool.
Give it up looking for what?
Just whichever one you want to hit, I'm cool with it. I think they're all going to be fine in a fun way, but I think the Calpurnia one's a death wish, and I think the other one's a death wish.
Yeah, a lot of knights. It's
Yeah,
a
I
tough
agree.
one.
It's
How do you
probably
get past
too
it?
dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be enough money, is all I'm saying. So we're just going to have to be. We're still going to be in the same position.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know how much it's going to pay out, but if it doesn't pay out like 10,000 gold, then
There's no way.
I know, which is why I'm saying that the spending needs to be.
We wouldn't get 10,000
Fixed.
gold from Calpurnia either,
No, I agree.
because it's like.
I mean, you get 5,000 gold from the spellbook, right?
from the spellbook perhaps, but if it's all in silver, there's just no way. I actually almost think that silver is just a waste of time.
I am kind of in agreement.
The spellbook's the only real money, I would say. The Harbor Master, I think, again, it's not going to be that much, but we can do it. I think it's.
Well,
I think,
they keep saying all of the. Well, Koibu said all of the money is in, like, actual assets, and the things that the money is changing hands is at the harbor. So I think there might be actually a good amount of money down here.
all right, well, let's just do the harbor then, and we can go back to Stromheim and speak to Barbara about Shirebrook and see what we're going to do. Yeah.
I don't know if the heart. Yeah, I don't know.
If they had gold, then I think it'd be worth it, but it's just going to be so hard to steal enough silver to make a dent in what we need.
I agree. We might need to leave like this shitty Aerodon area and like actually venture into Drekus to steal things.
No, I quite like the idea of this up and coming rebuilding. There's got to be a way to make money here. There has to be.
I mean, the way to make money is like sell things, I guess.
We just
Honest
gotta-
life? Ugh.
No. We've got to take risk, but it's got to be smart risk. We can't be 100% safe, but we do need a decent plan. I do think that ransoming the spellbook is a way to actual gold.
I don't think ransoming a spellbook is a good idea. I think the wizard is just going to keep a grudge, and then
What
now
about
you have an
this?
evoker grudge wizard.
What about this, says Percival. Someone climbs up the estate, the wall of the Thorn estate, the keep, right? You get to the top, you make sure you get seen, and then you run to where a horse is stationed nearby, drawing out at least half the people who are defending it. Now, right there, you cut the number of defenders in half. They'll be on a higher alert, but they'll be shorted. Then you get a second person to climb up a different part of the wall. And once they get seen, they run away. That takes care of the next half of the defender. There's still Team 6. We cut the number of defenders in half 5 times. There ain't nobody left in the keep. Once they stop sending people to follow us who are climbing the walls, whoever's left gets in. Or maybe we put people on. If they don't have a walkway, we could climb the wall and taunt them, and then you just taunt them from one side, and someone could slip over the back, get some money, and get out. Get the spellbook and get out.
I'm starting to think that SEAL Team 6 is actually more of a liability than when we just had 2 of them.
No.
Yeah, big time.
No.
got that good accent that you can put on. What if we send Luther in? Luther, you put on your best noble facade. You say your gran died, a distant gran that you barely remember. And her family, she had some property here. And you've come looking to see if the noble papers are going to match up with the current layout and what sort of land are you going to get based on, old titles and whatnot. And then using that excuse, they'll invite you over to the keep. They'll probably entertain you for a while. They like to talk before business is done. Business is a dirty thing for these nobles. You get inside the Dern Keep as somebody as an invited guest. Maybe you bring your man with you, one of us. While you're doing your thing, while you're distracting them, your partner can slip away out, the servants' quarters or something, has an excuse to be walking around, maybe slips in somewhere, steals something.
I do like that plan. The thing is, right, one man can't steal a great deal. So silver's not going to be enough. If it's like jewelry from their bedroom or something like that, like there's value in that potentially. But
this is such a we were making more money legitimately when we were just robbing randoms inside Stromheim. It's so much less risk for equal amount of reward. Why wouldn't we just...
That just can't be though. These people must have more money than these random houses in Stromheim.
Well, I don't know. When we were robbing random houses in Stromheim, we were making off pretty good. I might be Stromheim pilled now.
I think it's we're assuming that it's silver, but they've got to have gold as well. We don't just have silver.
The lady said silver specifically.
Silver is the most common form of moving money around. Most money is kept in silver.
Yeah, but we've got loads of gold.
You do. Yeah.
And we stole loads of gold from people's houses. So, I mean, if random person has a box of 50 gold, then Calpurnia's got to have a chest of a few hundred gold or something lying around somewhere.
Yeah, but you spend 700 gold a month. You need, oodles.
Yeah, I know, but it's easier to take 700 gold than 7,000 silver.
That's true. So I'm seeing that we've got 2 estates that seem impenetrable because they've got some knights that live there. There's a harbor area that might have some money that we think might not be as valuable, but it would be easier to get to. And we're not sure how we could get in and steal from the estates, nor where the money would be in the estates, right?
It's not so much the knights. The knights are just a danger that exists around it, so that the stakes are very high. Mm-hmm. It's more just that we don't know what's there, we don't know how bulky it is, and we don't really have a plan to get it out. Mm-hmm. I think between those 3 things, it just makes it really difficult to steal enough money.
Well, if you could disable the knights, says Eraser, then we could just steal a cart, load it up in a cart until it gets out of town. Or if we could knock out the guys on the walls, we could just open the gates, bring our horses in, tie up the nobles, catch them asleep in their beds.
We open the gates, we're bound to wake up the knights, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but okay, how many people stand watch? One,
let's say
maybe 2?
Let's say there's a couple of people keeping watch. But
all right. Let's say you get the drop on them. Knock them out. All right, you knock out the people on watch. Disable them somehow. Then we just sneak into the other bedrooms one by one, gag them, tie them up, knock them on the head before they can do anything. Now you've just disabled the whole fort.
Maybe he just doesn't know about Neil NPCs and
I don't know. Actually,
they're gonna scream.
I think that might be legit, actually. Maybe actually that is the play.
Well, I think that's
rather than
play.
Sneak around, we break into every building and disable every person in there one at a time.
But someone is going to scream. When you go to gag them, it always happens. And then it is the jig is up. It is a dice roll at that point for how long until someone screams and how many NPCs you have left to deal with.
But there's enough of us that we can simultaneously go for the hands and go for the mouth on even up to 2 or 3 people in a room at once if we're not seen.
You're saying all 6 of us get over the wall, sneak up on the guy on watch, and the 6 of us just dogpile him to the ground?
Not so much the guy on watch, but I'm saying we break into a house and it's a barracks where the knights are sleeping. And if there's 2 or 3 of them, if 3 of us go for mouths, 3 of us go for arms.
I think we need to stop being so afraid to get our hands dirty. I'm not saying go in there and kill a noble person, but the people on watch, you shank them. you get an assassinate. I'm saying the knights in the bed, you shank them, so they can't come after us.
It's a lot of bodies.
All right, what if one of these days when Calpurnia's or one of these nobles is walking around, one of these nights when they're coming home, we capture them, tie them up, hide them somewhere. In the morning, when they don't come home, people are going to go out looking for them, right? They're going to spread out their people looking. Everyone will be on high alert, and the keeps will be on low guard.
That I can vibe with.
Or we
Would we
just
attack during the day or the night?
Well, we attack her at
during the
night.
day while they're
Oh, after the attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question.
probably during the day while they're looking.
We could also just capture Calpurnia or one of these other people and ransom her. Forget everything else. Forget trying to get the money out. We take Calpurnia, leave a letter behind, do some sort of exchange thing.
How does this exchange thing work? Because in my mind, it seems so fantastical that you can just get a noble, say, we want 10,000 gold for their life, and then meet up in an area and then like do a swap without just getting absolutely murdered.
Yeah, you need some sort of reassurance. We need the money safely somewhere. They'd have to be like, bring the money, set it down on this plate. We'd be up on like a cliff or something. They give the money, we put it on a cart, we drive the cart away, and then we release Calpurnia. And they just trust us to release her rather than push her off the cliff. We need some sort of way they can't get to us where they can still deliver us the money, and then we just let her go.
But then we also have to deal with the wizard who could cast spells at us.
Yeah.
So I don't think ransoming in this situation works too well.
No, you're
unless
right.
we're ransoming the wizard and her spell book.
Let's just hit the harbor and see how much money we get.
You're right. There's always another town. Maybe this isn't the right one. We don't have to go for broke everywhere.
We can come back.
Hit the harbor. We'll go see what that Shirebrook place is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to stop back home to speak to Barbara on though.
Okay. So before we hit the harbor, I know the harbor master and the knights leave during the day or during the night. They got keys that go to these areas. Pigeon, you say you're the greatest locksmith of all time, lockpick of all time.
Yeah, but it depends on how good they are. Like, if the ones on the inside are like the master locks, it could take me a few hours to open them.
Well,
we might want to shank a guard.
Why don't we get up there, see how well they're locked? If we can do it, then we'll just do it and be gone in a single day. All right?
All right.
And if not, then we'll at least, see that we can't do it, undo anything we've done, make a plan and come back.
All right.
We're going to need to get that money out of down here. We're going to have to haul it up the stairs. We got some good, strong men here. I've seen horses and donkeys take those stairs. So we bring our horses down.
Yeah.
Or...
Can we get a boat?
Nah, fuck that. Fuck the boat. He's right. Let's use the horses. We bring the horses down. We don't need all 6 of them. 1 or 2.
Probably 3.
All right, we keep 2 people up top. All right? 3 people up top. They got the horses. 1 person down, and he draws a little map in the dirt somewhere. All right, the 3 people up top with the horses. 3 people down here. 1 of them stands as an alert guy. Maybe you light a torch, maybe a cigarette, something like that. And that way you can signal to the person up here when it's time. When the 2 people on the door, 1 to keep an eye out and 1 to actually do the lockpicking, get on through, they'll signal to the person with the horses. They'll bring down 1 horse. Or 1 person will bring down 2 horses and the other 2 will keep an eye on the other 4. Load these horses up, then head back up. And then we all ride away. And that way the horses are there. There's 2 people to watch the horses up there. We got 2 lookouts down below. 1 person moving horses, 1 person open a lock. That way, if anything happens, we can signal someone's coming down the staircase. Someone's coming up the staircase. and
Yeah.
we can lie low.
I think that works.
Mhm.
So remind me, this H building is where we reckon the gold is.
Yeah,
The silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the T&D?
that's the Thorn family cave warehouse and the Dern family warehouse.
Interesting.
There's got to be something in there, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, we could maybe hit them all in one day, or we could do them separate days.
Well, if we're worrying about the locks taking too long, I think we should just focus on the one.
Yeah. Let's
All
try
right.
the Harbor Master first, and
Keep it
we'll see what we
simple.
get. Yeah, keep it simple. Let's just start going in, and then, we'll figure it out, because that's what it's going to end up being anyways.
Okay. That's a good plan. And I think we will end our session for here. And when we come back next time, we will enact the plan. We'll
Yep,
make it happen.
okay.
And then we'll get away clean, and then we'll have money.
We'll have something.
Hopefully a month's worth of expenses would be nice.
Yeah, you just need to
Yeah.
make 7,000 silver. Okay.
Yep.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable amount of 7,000
Okay,
silver is 140 pounds of silver. You know?
Okay, that's not that many, actually.
That's not that bad, yeah.
Yeah. Every 150
Okay.
pounds is a month that you can keep yourself afloat.
That's good.
And I know Eraser was mocking you for trying to cut costs,
no,
but you
it's
can
okay,
cut
yeah.
costs if you want.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That the group doesn't want to, though, so we're just going to have to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it for Hardly Heroes. Why don't we do some scheduling for those that are here for the scheduling conversation?
Well, I think that we've got next Wednesday scheduled.
Perfect.
Do we for Hardly Heroes?
We do.
Well, I've got it in my calendar, yeah.
Yeah,
Got it
I
in
have
mind.
Yep. So we're doing Wednesday, the 30th.
All right.